Hey yo, goodbye, pets, I'll see you later. Got national exterminators. $46, get a rodents and bugs. 239-46, no bugs. Kill it!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
Hey yo, goodbye, pets, I'll see you later. Got national exterminators. $46, get a rodents and bugs. 239-46, no bugs. Kill it!
Call the boys at National Exterminators at 239-46-NO-BUG or visit them online at pestcontrolmadeeasy.com for all your pest control needs. Bugs, termites, rodents, and even attic insulation. Better service, better prices, and no contracts.
When was the last time you checked in on your insurance? Give CIG a chance to review your current coverage and find you better rates. Hi, this is Brian Chapman at Chapman Insurance Group. My team and I are dedicated to finding you the best suited coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Qualified agents are standing by. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Grandpa Joe doesn't want voter ID, but Uncle Sam says we have to do a station ID. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News.
Fox News.
Right.
And Gavin Newsom says he's humble and grateful.
But resolved in the spirit of my political hero, Robert Kennedy, to make more gentle the life of this world.
More than 60% of California voters said no to recalling the Democrat.
He reminded voters to not focus on what they said no to, but really what they said yes to, including things like diversity, inclusion, constitutionally protected rights, and defeating Trumpism.
Fox's Claudia Cowan, the lead Republican on the ballot, Larry Elder.
We recognize that we lost the battle, but we are certainly going to win the war.
Days after the Justice Department sued Texas over a new law banning most abortions 6 weeks into a pregnancy, it's going further.
Asking a federal judge to temporarily block implementation of the new law while its constitutionality is argued in court, saying in a filing late Tuesday night, quote, "This relief is necessary to protect the constitutional rights of women in Texas."
Fox's Sean Langell, the Supreme Court refused to block the law in an earlier emergency appeal. Arizona is the first state to challenge President Biden's COVID vaccine mandates in court. North Korea has done it again. More missile tests. Fox's Simon Owen has the update live.
Dave, South Korea says North Korea has test-fired 2 short-range ballistic missiles in a new escalation of tensions. It's only 2 days since North Korea announced it had also launched cruise missiles over the weekend. Japan's Prime Minister has condemned the latest test as outrageous and a threat to peace, while South Korea followed the launches with one of its own, saying it test-fired for the first time a ballistic missile launched from a submarine. Dave?
Simon, Tropical Storm Nicholas, now a depression. It's moved up the Texas coast, now into Louisiana, could dump over a foot of rain on areas still damaged from Hurricane Ida. America's listening to Fox News.
Even the left speaker sounds right when you're listening to 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good Wednesday morning. Off to a pretty clear start on the road. 75 and 41, both running up to speed. No problems on our area bridges or Alligator Alley if you're taking a trip toward the East Coast this morning. We are crash-free right now out across Lee, Collier, and Charlotte counties to start off your day. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms again for this afternoon today, though we will be quieter throughout the remainder of this morning. Temperatures topping off near 90 degrees under a mix of clouds and sun as winds return back to the south and west for this afternoon at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight, though Thursday could be featuring a few showers in the morning time frame. Scattered storms again for the afternoon with highs near 90 degrees yet again. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Whether you're commuting to the office or driving to the beach, always stay to the right with 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
True relief for back and neck pain.
Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596 BACK. That's 596-2225.
People sometimes may wonder why they need a big law firm after their injury. Imagine you're on your way to work and then bam, your whole life changes. You're injured, and now you have to fight for justice. Your opponent is not the driver of the car that hit you. It's their insurance company. When you're fighting to get what you deserve, it's go big or go home. When it comes to law, size matters. We're America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
With each breath, allergens, germs, and viruses get trapped in your nose. Now, there's a simple, easy, and effective way to clean your nose and protect your health. It's called Navage. Navage. Available at Navage.com.
Do you have chronic joint pain, knees hurting, hips aching? It's time to think about an exciting new way to treat joint pain with biologic therapies, regenerative solutions. I'm talking about QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, lots of people here have called QC Kinetics already. They're the leader in helping people deal with chronic pain with no surgery, no drugs, no steroids, and no downtime. These natural pain treatments can actually repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints with long-lasting results. I'm telling you, biologic solutions help your body heal itself. Call QC Kinetics to learn more at 239-893-PAIN. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, lower back pain, shoulder, hips, or knee pain, you need to change the way you think about pain treatments and discover the biologic therapies at QC Kinetics. Get moving again. Get your life back with no surgery and no drugs. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. Regenerative, restorative, real pain relief. 239-893-PAIN.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, stop your plans and enjoy 60% off on a large collection of diamonds, rings, bracelets, and necklaces.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here. You're invited this weekend to our 60% off sale. Come see us. Savings like no other.
Don't miss the savings at Duncan's Diamonds 60% off event.
Enormous selection. Magnificent diamonds.
This Friday and Saturday only. It's happening at Duncan's Diamonds.
An avalanche of glittering diamonds, engagement rings, wedding bands.
If it's in the showcase, it's a whopping 60% off. Now is the time to save at Duncan's Diamonds.
I want you to find the diamonds and jewelry you will love today and save 60%. And we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and jewelry.
This weekend only, 60% off event.
In the Gulf Coast Town Center. See store for details.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're here this morning. 239-479-5592. That's the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We always appreciate you watching the program and subscribing to the podcast. If you go to drewsteele.com, there's a link there that you can subscribe, or just type Drew Steele into any of your favorite podcast locations. Boy, I'll tell you, there's a lot going on this morning. Certainly a busy day ahead of us, and we are going to get into all of it. A lot of guests this morning, a lot of different sides of the conversation. Dr. Sebastian Gorka is going to join us at 8:05 this morning. You know where we're going. General Milley, we're going to be talking about that coming up. We're also going to be talking about some of the local stories, the governor And Education Secretary Corcoran making a big announcement yesterday about the state standards and Common Core, and they are going to be gone now, and there's going to be a new system in place. And is this a good thing? We'll get to that coming up in just a little bit. And also, I just want to make you aware of and prepare for some of the other things that are coming up. At 6:35, I think I want to dig into something that I had a conversation with a few different people yesterday who have some real questions. And I'm going to go down this road because I think it's one that many people have not talked about. I'm concerned about it. Certainly, we'll see how it plays out. But it is curious, the timing of General Milley and this book and what was said. And you probably already heard about General Milley and these claims of calling China behind the president's back to say if Donald Trump is president of the United States, we're planning on launching a nuclear attack or any attack against China, I would give you a heads up beforehand. The kind of things that are treasonous, if true. If this book and these quotes in the book are true. But the timing is very curious to me, and I reached out to a few people yesterday to ask that very question of the timing. It does seem suspect that this is coming out now. Now, the media is going to spin. They're going to gaslight. They're going to make it seem like, oh, no, this is okay. People do this all the time. It's not that big a deal. This isn't anything that is against the Constitution at all. And as a matter of fact, it was about protecting the American people from Donald Trump, a dangerous, deranged individual. And so all of this is good. So don't you worry about it. But I asked the question, and I'll dig into this at 6:35 again, because I think there's more to it. Why now? Some would say, oh, well, it's just to kind of get away from Afghanistan and get away from Secretary of State Blinken and what was said yesterday. And there's more audio to that and what a disaster it is. And so it's trying to take that off the headlines. Yeah. But does it? Does writing a book and putting out a book, and look, nothing happens in a vacuum. This didn't happen in a vacuum. This wasn't Woodward and Costa there from the Washington Post writing this book really quick because they wanted to help to cover up or to change the narrative, from Secretary of State Blinken and everything that's going on in Afghanistan. It's like, hey, I can write a book in a couple of weeks and we could throw something together really fast and whip this all up and get it in time so that we can take that off the... No, that doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen that quick. But there is something that did happen back in June that would give people enough time to write a book and drop it at this moment in time to take away what may be coming up very soon. And it's big, really big. It was big 2 months ago. It faded away because of, the headlines and how things change and mask mandates and vaccine mandates and presidents whose mic gets cut off when they try to speak and who's pushing the button and all of these other things that go on. But I don't know if that June story is the one that is the focus here. Because if you were trying to do something just to damage Donald Trump specifically, why would you do this now? In other words, if Donald Trump and MAGA is real and it's stronger than it's ever been, and all the things that are happening with this administration, and a recall election in a Democrat-led state that you knew was going to be a win for Gavin Newsom. He wasn't going to get recalled. That state is just lost. As a matter of fact, it almost appears as if the numbers could be landslide numbers. Not because they love him, because there are questions about a Democrat state, and there might even be questions of election integrity, but we can't go there. Why now? You would do this in 2024, right? If the president's going to run for re-election, or to run again, not for re-election, but to run again for president, if people want to see him back, if they know about everything that has transpired since then, doesn't it make sense to drop a book like this, which technically is a book about Donald Trump and being deranged and dangerous, and we had to save the country? It's either a book that was written to try to help with what will be the narrative coming up, which is the January 6th commissions that are still going on on Capitol Hill, and they're still having this in play, and Nancy Pelosi is still doing this, and they're trying to make something out of nothing as it starts to crumble, that this is going to help to bring this back to the forefront at a time when people are just walking away from that as an insurrection because it wasn't. Or it was an attack on Donald Trump at a weird time, because why now? But what if it's something else? What if it's something that's even bigger? So I'll talk about that coming up at 6:35. And it could be crazy talk. But it's just talk. And that's just trying to figure this all out. So we're going to get to that coming up. General Milley and is it treason? The former president of the United States was talking about that and saying, look, if this is true, if he did what he did, if it's true that General Milley did engage in a top secret mission to undermine the president's ability to order military strikes or launch nuclear weapons following the riots there on January 6th, according to this book, and made phone calls to the Chinese and generals in China to say that I will make sure that you have a heads up if anything is to happen, and that this would be an oath to individuals to look them in the eye and agree that this is okay. If he did this, is it treason or not? If he did this, is it something that is he needs to resign immediately and we need to see a court-martial now? These are questions that we will dig into. So that is coming up, the audio from yesterday, and that you'll hear in just a little bit of Secretary Blinken. Rand Paul really had what I thought was some of the most stunning revelations coming out of that meeting yesterday there on Capitol Hill with Secretary Blinken. We'll have that audio coming up. But we got a busy day today. A lot of guests, a lot of things to talk about. 239-479-5592. Jake, let's take a break right now. When we come back, we'll get to more of General Milley, what the former President Trump said yesterday about this, and how the media has started already. The spin has begun, everybody. It's gaslighting you into believing there's nothing to see here. Everything is fine. Timing is suspect, is what I say. Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Let's find out what's going on right now. It's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. Dealing with a crash along I-75 southbound right now at mile marker 135, just south of the exit to Colonial Boulevard in Fort Myers, where we have a left lane blocked on the southbound side and a left-hand shoulder on the northbound side for ambulances dealing with that crash scene. So watch out for some activity and delays building south of State Road 82, MLK, and Colonial. Also keeping an eye on two different hit-and-run crashes along Corkscrew Road in Estero, one at 6 L's Farm Road with a possible roadblock just east of the place at Corkscrew's entrance, and another near Ben Hill Griffin Parkway in the Miramar Outlets. That's at Grand Oak Shops Boulevard. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. It is the middle of the work week, and the pattern remains the same today. As we saw a quieter start to the day, those scattered thunderstorms will continue. Some localized flooding from that, though things should be winding down as we head into tonight. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight as the storms roll from east to west. Temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
92.5 Fox News. Right.
This Fox
all
Business
along.
Report is presented by Island Air. High-quality AC repair and installation. Online at islandairfl.com. Online at islandairefl.com.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Amazon ramps up hiring and warehouse locations as it deals with increased demand during the pandemic and competition for workers. The company says it plans to hire 125,000 people in the U.S., to open 100 more facilities, and that it's raised the pay for warehouse workers to about $18 an hour on average. TikTok plans to roll out mental health resources for users as rival Instagram faces scrutiny over its potentially negative body image impact on teenage girls. Hershey's announces a lineup of 13 Christmas-themed candies, including its iconic Kisses wrapped in green foil as How the Grinch Stole Kisses. And stocks fell yesterday. The Dow lost 292 points. I'm Carmen Roberts. That's your Fox Business Report. Invested in you.
Why would someone take a chance on purchasing a frameless shower door from a big box store or an online discounter of an obscure brand, and then try and find a licensed, qualified installer to put it in, when you can deal directly with a local, family-owned business that consults, measures, manufactures, and installs their own award-winning brand of shower doors? My Shower Door is a family-owned and operated business and has the highest ratings on Angie's List and Home Advisor. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano believes winning cases is no accident. Your case is important. Pick a firm with resources to actually prosecute your case. If your case is accepted, you're guaranteed to not pay a single penny in fees or costs unless you get a favorable settlement or verdict. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano has over 35 years of experience handling personal injury cases in Florida. Visit ldtlaw.com for a free consultation today. Winning is no accident. Lusk, Draysites, and Talisano. ldtlaw.com.
They helped weave the fabric of our very existence and served our country with distinction. They are America's veterans. We honor their commitment, their service, and their patriotism.
Harvey Engelhardt offers the chance to honor those military heroes who have served honorably and passed away with the military funeral and interment at any national cemetery, including Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. We'll see you through from the beginning to the end of a military funeral. Did you know that all veterans are entitled to a free space at a national cemetery? That includes a free grave liner, free marker, free preparation and closing of the grave. This can represent thousands of dollars in savings to the spouse or family of a veteran. The service will include the burial flag and honor guard, and in some cases, transportation reimbursement. Harvey Engelhardt can help you pre-plan now to ensure that your wishes are met and your family doesn't have to worry about the expenses and details when the time comes. Call us at 239-936-2177. We're here to help.
Dr. Svetlana Kogan here, a board-certified internal medicine concierge physician on 5th Avenue South in Naples. Many of you wonder what holistic practice is. Well, good health is like a puzzle. It depends on how you perceive yourself, your environment, what you eat, your relationships, and lifestyle. It takes time and skill for the doctor to put these pieces of the puzzle together for you and come up with solutions customized to your specific needs. Holistic doctors believe that less medication is better and use preventive approach to keep you out of harm's way. This is also a concierge practice. Every patient gets my email and cell phone for emergencies and can be seen the same day if necessary. You are seen by me personally, and we take all the time that you need. You can visit my website, customlongevity.com. That's customlongevity.com to learn about how I, Dr. Svetlana Kogan, can help you feel healthy and balanced again.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. Coming up, Sebastian Gorka, 8:05. Oh, yeah, we're going to talk about General Milley. We're going to get in deep. And, boy, as you can imagine, he's quite heated about it. And, yeah, it's just an unbelievable thing that has transpired with this book, if true. And coming up at 6:35, I'm just going to give you a little perspective on some people's thoughts that I talked to yesterday with regard to the suspect timing of this and the timing of some other things. And I'm going to tell Jake on the break because I haven't told him about this yet and get his thoughts because it has to do with technology. I'll just put it that way. We'll tease it that way. Jake's like, all right, I'll stick around. Good. That's good because that's your job. You're supposed to be sticking around. Thank you for not leaving me. All right, we'll also talk about how Florida, the education state, announcing plans to make Florida the first state to fully transition to progress monitoring. How about that? No more FSA testing, no more Common Core, getting rid of it. What a great start here, and it'll make its way to the legislature. Like I said, it's going to be a big year, 22, in a lot of different ways, obviously, because 22, we vote again to hopefully have this governor stay where he is in the governor's mansion here in the state of Florida. Not only that election, but certainly in January as we get into the session in Tallahassee early on, even before we get to election time, there are going to be some very important legislative moves that will happen this session. And one of them is this. And having progress monitoring with its individualized check-in assessments a couple of times a year. I think 3 times a year, right? And just, in other words, keeping a progress report on students, on individual students, instead of en masse at the end of a certain time period, doing it all at once as the FSA has been doing it. And so this is something that I'm looking forward to talking about more coming up. So we'll see. Also, yesterday on Capitol Hill, Secretary of State Blinken, who is somebody who also, if he was a leader, should resign. Lee Zeldin was saying that just the other day. He won't. And what a disaster there on Capitol Hill as we hear more about this. He even get into some of what Senator Ron Johnson was asking him, just basic questions. Hey, talking about the numbers, how much when it comes to weaponry, the amount of money, how much do they have? And then Secretary of State Blinken admitting something as well.
Approximately, what is the dollar value of the equipment that's been left behind that now the Taliban controls? What's the dollar value of that?
Senator, I believe the equipment provided over the last a little less than 20 years, 15 years, was about $80 billion. Of that equipment that remains, as you know, it was given some handed over to the Afghan security forces. And, of course, some of that is now in the hands of the Taliban.
Whoa. So wait, he said what?
Of course, some of that is now in the hands of the Taliban.
Okay. Now that's in the hands of the Taliban. So he admits it. Okay. So we have that now. We all understand that the military equipment is all. Listen, I know you knew this, but it was. I don't want to say refreshing because he didn't mean to say it. But Secretary of State Blinken admitting something that we've all been saying, which is, it's in the hands of the Taliban and others, and how ultimately that will be used against us. Brent Paul also going after him on issues of payments. Is that what we're going to do now? Are we going to pay off the Taliban for being good little guys there?
The $64 million, though, is the tip of the iceberg. There's still about $10 billion out there that was designated for the Afghan government. Can you pledge today, without equivocation, that the Biden administration will not release any of this money to the Taliban?
Absent the Taliban making good on the commitments and expectations of the international community that I've outlined previously, that's correct.
Maybe we could deduct a fee for the weapons they took.
So, Senator, on the weapons, again, I'll defer to my colleagues at the Pentagon who are more expert in this. You're right that about $80 billion worth of weaponry has been provided over the course of the last 15 or 16 years. Much of that, the significant weaponry, planes, helicopters, is actually inoperable. Will soon become inoperable because it can't be maintained.
We don't know if that's the case. They've got other countries that they want help from, and, China and others would be more than happy to help to maintain them.
In terms of the strategic threat that weaponry poses.
All right, so we get to the point of what?
We've sunk trillions of dollars over this. This is our chance to have a peace dividend. Let's quit sending good money after bad.
So there you go. Secretary of State Blinken saying, look, if they do the right thing, we're going to pay them. So we're going to give them money now, the Taliban? Yeah, that was just part of what we heard yesterday. Just outrageous. All right, when we come back, General Milley, we're going to talk about this. I talked to a few people yesterday about a theory that's out there. I have it coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
It is a lot of fun when you invite people over your house and tell them to drink out of any faucet that they would like because you get your Pentair water system that is there. And as a matter of fact, even confidently saying, hey, check out the water diagnosis that I did here. And you can see for yourself. how fantastic my water is. Look, there's a big difference with Pentair Water diagnosis that you will get with Pentair Water Solutions. Pelican Water is now Pentair Water Solutions, the pros. My buddy Max is the best. Pentair uses the same digital testing equipment as the EPA to test that water. So you don't get some hardware store test tubes, dyes, and all that stuff. You can see the results printed out right in front of you. And for a recommendation that you can trust, you bet that Pentair Water Solutions has it. So why not give them a call, 239-880-7799, and get your free digital Pentair Water diagnosis now. And this month, you can save up to $600 on softeners and salt-free alternatives. Max is waiting. Give him a call now. Don't leave him waiting, okay? 239-880-7799, or book it online at pentair.com/FortM.
I love being a bartender. I love waiting tables. But at the end of my shift, my feet were killing me. And so I had to pretend like I was having a good time, and really, I couldn't wait to sit down. But it wasn't just my feet, it was also my knees were achy. A lot of neck pain, too. I was in so much pain, I kind of lost hope, really. And then I saw the Good Feet store, and that's when everything changed.
For over 20 years, we've helped people like Kristen enjoy their work again without their feet getting in the way.
It was pretty shocking to realize that I'd been in so much pain, and suddenly I'm completely pain-free. Now that I have the Good Feet arch supports, I don't have to pretend to be happy. I'm genuinely happy. So, cheers. My name is Kristen, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
For eligible individuals 18 or older only. Not available in Oregon or West Virginia. Results vary. See website for details and important safety information.
How are your hearing aids sounding now?
A little tinny.
Okay, 2 seconds.
With hearing aids from Lively, everything is done remotely in the comfort of your home, from initial testing to adjustments.
How are they sounding now?
Fantastic. So much better. With Lively, you get premium Bluetooth-enabled hearing aids at thousands less than you'd might expect. The best hearing aid technology is now affordable and convenient. Your hearing aids are sent right to your door. And if you have any issues, we'll make adjustments 7 days a week. No charge. Ah, you people at Lively are wonderful. With Lively hearing aids, you get free shipping, 3 years of follow-up care included free, plus a 3-year warranty with loss and damage coverage. You can't lose. I hear better than I ever thought possible. Now get $100 off your hearing aids when you go to listenlively.com/radio. That's listenlively.com/radio. listenlively.com/radio.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. California Governor Gavin Newsom keeps his job, winning a recall election with more than 60% of the vote.
I'm humbled and grateful to the millions and millions of Californians that exercised their fundamental right to vote and express themselves so overwhelmingly by rejecting the division.
If he'd lost the recall vote, Republican talk show host Larry Elder had the most votes to replace him. A South Carolina man is charged with assisted suicide and conspiracy to commit insurance fraud, accused of trying to help attorney Alex Murdaugh kill himself.
Murdaugh survived getting shot and admitted he had taken out a $10 million life insurance policy so his son could collect the money. Murdaugh lost his wife and another son in a double homicide in June. Their deaths are still under investigation. Murdaugh's law license was suspended over allegations that he misappropriated his firm's funds.
Fox's Jill Nato. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News Traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with a crash on I-75 southbound at mile marker 135, heading south from the Colonial Boulevard exit, seeing major backups of traffic filtering through where we had some roadblock at that crash scene in the left lane. Looks like everything's off to the side of the road now, just dealing with onlooker delays in that general area heading south toward Daniels Parkway. We also have a couple of crashes along Corkscrew Road, one at 6 L's Farm Road near the place at Corkscrew. That's a hit-and-run crash with possible roadblock causing some slight slowdowns just east of Alico Road, and another hit-and-run crash on Corkscrew at Grand Oak Shops Boulevard, and that's closer to the Miramar outlet, so watch out for some slight delays. Right now, heading through Collier County, I-75 is looking nice and clear, and we are crash and incident-free across the Naples area. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms again for this afternoon today, though we will be quieter throughout the remainder of this morning. Temperatures topping off near 90 degrees under a mix of clouds and sun as winds return back to the south and west for this afternoon at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight, though Thursday could be featuring a few showers in the morning time frame. Scattered storms again for the afternoon with highs near 90 degrees yet again. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
There's a reason they call tasteless, stale food leftovers. Feed your brain the right way. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. You know, when I was a kid, you could drive a go-kart down Cypress Lake Drive and never pass a car. Now, I can't even see the sidewalk from the traffic. Southwest Florida has really grown, and the choice for air conditioning contractors has grown with it. When you're looking for a contractor, find a local family-owned business with the owner as the license holder. Use only companies with NATE certified mechanics, the only true certification in this business. Use families that invest locally and not conglomerates owned by some foreign international company. In other words, use Kobe Cooling. Call us at 239-482-1542. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you'll think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in this business since 1949, locally owned and operated.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Getting older has its advantages. Early bird dinners, senior discounts, day drinking. If you're one of the millions turning 65 soon, it might be time to take a look at your insurance options. Original Medicare, Medicare Advantage, so much to keep in mind. At Millennium Physician Group, half our patients are 65 plus. No matter what insurance benefits you choose, make sure your Millennium primary care doctor is part of your plan and your connection to a healthier life. Millennium Physician Group. Connect today. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
Greetings from Health Plan Network. First, a sincere thank you to the folks at WFSX and their loyal listeners. The response to our recent individual health insurance ads have been phenomenal. Second, a short history lesson. When the federal government made their last attempt at socialized medicine or Obamacare, most insurance companies refused to participate, leaving millions with no choice but the high premiums and deductibles on the marketplace. On the other hand, our clients were able to keep their non-cancelable coverage and have enjoyed low premiums and great coverage for the last 7 years. The new administration has promised another run at their stated goal of nationalized health insurance. If you're on Obamacare, uninsured, or on COBRA, now is the time to act. Protect yourself and family with non-cancelable coverage guaranteed to age 65 now. Call me at 239-268-6712 or visit our website at healthplannetwork.net. That's 239-268-6712 or healthplannetwork.net. We can help.
Being involved in a legal dispute can leave you feeling like you've lost control. I'm Eli Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Understanding the law and the rules of evidence can mean the difference between winning or losing your case. If you are involved in a legal dispute and are not sure of your options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
Have you heard them yet? Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, today at noon, right after Glenn Beck. 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. Would love to hear from you this morning. Maybe you have some thoughts on what we discovered yesterday, and quite shocking news. I couldn't believe it when I heard it. And I know many of you felt the same way. There's, for those that don't know, this new book coming out, Peril, Bob Woodward and the Washington Post's Robert Costa. And in this book, they claim that the Joint Chiefs Chairman, General Milley, told a general General Lee of the People's Liberation Army, we're talking about China, that if the U.S. were to be attacked, that would attack China, that Milley would let Lee know before it happened. That's part of what was discussed in this book. For some reason, Milley has it in his head that at the time after the January 6th riots that were happening there, not the insurrection, but the riots, that he felt like that Trump was engaged in hostilities and that he was a part of this. And obviously the TDS on his part was out of control, the Trump derangement syndrome, thinking that he was going to take power. It's unbelievable what, if true, is in this book about General Milley. Now, remember something. When it comes to this story, you understand that the media is already on top of this, and all you had to do is look at CNN and MSNBC and see the gaslighting and how, listen, everything is okay, that this is something that is not against the Constitution. This is not something that you should worry about when you have 2 back-channel phone calls with China's top general. No. This is the kind of thing that happens all the time. Warning about, listen, if anything were to come from this president, that I will warn you ahead of time of any kind of attack, be it nuclear or otherwise. That seems very it's really not normal. Having a secret meeting called this, according to this book, if true, Milley took extraordinary action and called a secret meeting in his Pentagon office on January 8th to review the process for military action, including launching nuclear weapons. Speaking to senior military officials in charge of the National Military Command Center, the Pentagon's War Room, Milley instructed them not to take orders from anyone unless he was involved. That, according to CNN. Quote, no matter what you're told, you do the procedure, you do the process, and I'm part of that process, said Milley, unconstitutionally, before going around the room and looking at each officer in the eye. That, by the way, the unconstitutionality, that's my words. Looking each in the eye and asking them to verbally commit that they understood. The authors wrote in the book, quote, Milley considered it an oath. Not worrying in the least about the context here. An oath to him and not to the President of the United States. I mean, this is shocking. This is absolutely shocking. Other claims in the book that, listen, the worry is on a couple of different levels. Number one, how much of this is fabricated? How much of this is factual? Did they put factual and fabricated together? Because if you focus on the factual, then that means that others will look at the fabricated and say, hey, listen, and that's got to be true as well. I don't even have to do the research. I already did the research on the one. Do you see where I'm going with this? You already have the former president of the United States, who I believe on Newsmax yesterday was talking about this very topic and said, look, it's treason, right?
First of all, if it is actually true, which is hard to believe, that he would have called China and done these things and was willing to advise them of an attack or in advance of an attack, that's treason. And I would think, I've had so many calls today saying that's treason, number one. Number two, it's totally ridiculous. I never thought of it. You were there. You knew what was happening in the White House. You have plenty of friends. You never heard the word China mentioned in a thing like this. You heard a lot of anger about China on trade, and we made a great trade deal. You heard a lot of anger on China with the China virus. But for him to say that I would even think about attacking China, I think he's trying to just get out of his incompetent withdrawal out of Afghanistan.
All right, so there's the former president of the United States on Sean Spicer's program on Newsmax saying, I can't believe this. I mean, if this is true, it's treason, is it not? There's another side to this that I'm going to bring up because I talked to a few people yesterday and brought this up, and the timing being incredibly suspect. On the heels of this book coming out, and obviously everything we know about Afghanistan and what we've heard, finding out more and hearing more about the connection between General Milley and the talk that has been out there with regard to Nancy Pelosi and saying things like, look, I'm on your side. Understanding the politics at play. Knowing full well that the media was going to spin this as no big deal. They're going to gaslight this whole thing, right? You got MSNBC. You've got, who is it? Retired General McCaffrey on MSNBC. And he's talking about, this is, hey, listen, we're preventing World War I. That's what we're doing. This was preventing a tragedy.
I think what General Milley was doing, and by the way, routinely, the chairman, the service chiefs, the joint combatant commanders routinely are in contact with their counterparts globally, part of the deterrence of unwanted combat. I think he felt it important to not end up with a World War I start of a war through miscalculation on the part of the Chinese.
All right, so a miscalculation on the part of the Chinese. So he was preventing World War I. I mean, the Chinese are looking at this and thinking, wow, this president of the United States is not going to go away. I mean, there's a coup that's going on. There's treason is happening, and this could be something that could be horrible. I mean, supposedly China's looking at us that way on January 6th and saying we need to be prepared. And so Milley's like, listen, I got to make a call because I got to let them know that if Trump's going to do something crazy because he is deranged, that we're going to make sure that we get ahead of it and let them know that. Are you kidding? Like, this is honestly yes, this is the spin. This is the gaslighting that has been going on. Who was it? It was Jennifer Griffin, who was saying that Pentagon officials are saying that General Milley didn't try to insert himself in the chain of command regarding the launch of nuclear weapons. He made sure everyone knew what their roles were and what they weren't. That's all it was. It was a lawful launch procedure review following Pelosi's phone call. So he made a phone call to Nancy Pelosi. 2 routine calls a day with Chinese counterparts and more than a dozen calls with NATO allies after January 6th, just to reassure them that the U.S. government was stable and to reassure China that the U.S. didn't plan a surprise attack. Nothing like this was going to happen. What would give them that idea? What would give them that idea to begin with? There's a lot of stuff that's really shady and really odd about this. And Sebastian Gorka is going to join us at 8:05, and we're really going to dig into this. Because something stinks here. And Jake's been waiting for this. So why don't I do this? Should I take a break and come back and then give you the meat of what I'm talking about, or should I just run with this right now? How do you feel? Because we got a tight schedule today. Because I can go to break and come back and give you let's do that. Let's go to break. And when we come back, I talked to a few people yesterday and brought this up. There's something weird about the timing of this. Do you remember the NSO? Do you remember Pegasus? Do you remember the Pegasus malware? Isn't it odd that all of this is happening on the same day that Apple is telling everybody across the globe that you've got to update your iOS because of that spyware, malware hack? Does that have something to do with Pegasus? Does that have something to do of what we talked about back in June? Remember all the phones of leaders across the globe and even leaders in the United States and phones being hacked? What if there's a connection here? I don't know. I'm going to bring up something that I talked to a few people about and just give you some thoughts because the timing is really suspect. Coming up, it's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Therese O'Shea.
Good morning. We have 3 crashes on I-75 southbound within 2 miles of each other, starting at Colonial Boulevard and heading toward mile marker 134. So there's one at mile markers 136, 135, and 134, causing backups all the way up toward Bayshore Road right now along 75 southbound. You'll start to see stop-and-go traffic the closer you get to that Colonial exit. So you could take 6 Mile Cypress Parkway or Treeline Avenue to get around them as alternate routes. You could also take 41, of course. That's running up to speed. We're also keeping an eye on a crash heading through Bayshore Road at Bay Point Boulevard in North Fort Myers. No injuries, but roadblock along Bay Point. And another crash at Palm Beach Boulevard near the racetrack. No injuries, no roadblock there. 2 hit-and-run crashes on Corkscrew Road, one at Grand Oaks Shops Boulevard near Ben Hill Griffin Parkway, and another at Corkscrew and 6 L's Farm Road with possible roadblock. No injuries with either of those crashes. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. It is the middle of the work week, and the pattern remains the same today. As we saw a quieter start to the day, those scattered thunderstorms will continue. Some localized flooding from that, though things should be winding down as we head into tonight. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight as the storms roll from east to west. Temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
You've got 96 hours. It's the 96-hour used car elimination event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Pre-owned Hondas, Toyotas, Nissans, Fords, trucks, crossovers. Over 500 used vehicles must be sold Thursday through Sunday. Payments start at $99 a month. Prices start at $39.88. Plus, every credit application will be approved during this event. There will never be a better time to save, and inventory is selling fast. Hurry and buy the quality pre-owned vehicle you want for as low as $99 a month. Prices as low as $39.98. Over 500 vehicles. All credit applications approved. Time is ticking away. Your 96 hours of huge savings ends Sunday. Rush to Florida's #1 Nissan dealer, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details.
Hello, I'm Brian Resney, president of Resney Wealth Management and host of the Resney Wealth Report and TV show on the weekends. Investors come to my TV and radio shows to learn and to get educated so they can make better decisions about their retirement and their portfolio. What's your risk management strategy? Are you willing to subject your portfolio to another massive decline in a set it and forget it strategy, or are you looking for a difference? Listen to my show Sunday mornings, 10 to noon on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hey, we've got my friend Dave Meister on the phone, of course, with the Floor Meisters, the family-owned Floor Meisters in Naples. And Dave, listen, I know you got a lot of things going on. You're selling a lot of cord tech. That's great, but you got this 8,000 square foot showroom with a selection of carpet that is absolutely unbelievable as well. And the prices right now are pretty amazing. So I hear you got this whole thing going on with Dreamweaver carpet starting at, wait a minute, let me just get this right, at just $1.99 a square foot?
Yes, installed carpet pad and labor, $1.99.
And there's the phones ringing already. Look at that. They're getting excited.
Oh, yeah.
Dave, tell me more about what we've got here.
So we've got a big selection, and this is quite a carpet.
Listen, if you haven't been to the Floor Meisters, you really owe it to yourself to visit their store, 6281 Naples Boulevard, right next to Costco. Whether it's tile, laminate, hardwood, or, of course, carpet, they've got it all. So give them a call today, 239-596-4964, or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
True relief for back and neck pain. Back pain, neck pain, we hear so much about it every day, but most people never understand what causes it. Very often, it is more than just sore muscles. Many times, it is caused by disc and nerve compression in the spine. This is very often not addressed. The only way to get pressure off the discs in the spine is to decompress the discs. Here at Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, non-surgical spinal decompression is a specially designed, computerized table to provide gentle, precise pulling to draw pressure off the discs and release the nerves. This process draws blood back into the discs, allowing them to heal. Completely safe and comfortable for any age. No hanging upside down. Patients with stenosis sciatica, bulging discs, neuropathy, scoliosis all find great, long-lasting relief with decompression. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
The right place for local talk. Drew now. Trey for the drive at 5. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, let's get to this right now. 239-479-5592. DrewSteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's if you want to watch and subscribe to the podcast. You can check the show out later on today if you don't have a chance to do it now. We appreciate you subscribing. Okay. I talked to a few people about what's going on with this General Milley story, and if true, how is this treason? You know, the idea that he would call a general in China and say that, listen, if Trump is going to do anything, if you're going to attack, I'm going to call you ahead of time. It's not going to be a surprise. You don't call enemies to tell them that if an attack is imminent, that it's coming. That is apparently what the quote is in the book. But when I talked to a few people, they brought up some points that I wanted to just share with you and just to put this out there because the timing is curious, and I'll put it this way. Why put the book out now? If the book was about trying to get the headlines off Afghanistan, well, it still kind of puts the headline on Afghanistan because General Milley's in the middle of Afghanistan. So that doesn't do anything. Is it to try to drum up some more hatred for the former president and bring January 6th into the limelight again because there are going to be committee hearings again on the January 6th riots, and they're going to try to make it like an insurrection and try to drag this thing out. But if you're going to try to drag it out against President Trump, it's only 8 months in. If he decides to run, wouldn't this be something that you would drop in September of 24? So why do it now? And here's the thing, I called you G. My son's name is Gio. Here's the thing, Jake. I go back to June of this year. Do you remember the story about Pegasus? Pegasus was the advanced malware that was infecting iOS and Android phones, and it was allowing operators to send you a message. And if they sent you a message on your phone, a text message, it would be able to, you didn't have to open it. The scary thing about this malware is if it came from the server to you, if it was on your phone, then the person that was on the other side of this malware would be able to access photos, calls, data, secretly activating microphones and cameras. And they had the story that was leaked in June that 50,000 phone numbers had been identified and people of interest since 2016. We're talking about years of spying on, you ready? Journalists, human rights defenders, academia, business people, lawyers, doctors, union leaders, diplomats, politicians, and several heads of states, including the United States. Doesn't it seem odd that the book comes out, and this is what people were talking about with me yesterday. Doesn't it seem odd that the book comes out on the same day that the iOS update from Apple comes out, that everybody is saying, you got to do this, they're freaking out, you got to do this, this is the hackway, the malware. That's what this was. But it's been happening now, and it's been known about for 2 months. Just enough time to write a book that would expose something that happened with a general in communications with a Speaker of the House, talking about what many would describe as a coup. Treason, court-martials, that connections with the Joint Chiefs and Nancy Pelosi and others to circumvent a duly elected president and unconstitutionally go after him. And people made the case to me that if you were going to stop people from being concerned about or finding out about this ahead of time, if you could put this story out, then if, let's say in another month or two, that this information were to come out, that maybe somebody has hacked phones of politicians that we all know. Maybe they have hacked phones of certain individuals that are heads of state and diplomats and other people that could describe this and put it out into the open. What better way to make it seem like it's something than it's not? That it's not. What better way to gaslight and to make people believe it's really about Trump and not about the coup than to get ahead of this, put all the information out that they know is there before it gets out to the public and the world by other means? What if that's what that is? I don't know, Jake. What do you think? Is that crazy? It's conspiracy theory, right? It's just conspiracy talk. I mean, it would never happen. You know, Trump colluded with Russia. There was the PP tapes in the bed and then the Russia thing, and there was certainly phone calls that were really bad phone calls until you... I mean, election integrity is going strong. Is 60% plus of the people in California confidently voted for Gavin Newsom. There's nothing to see here. Everything is fine. These are just questions I'm asking, just questions. So that's the kind of conversations I had yesterday. So I'm a little rattled today. That's why coming up I have my friend Ron Kardashian, who's going to be talking with us in just a bit, to kind of calm things down and an interesting perspective that I want to bring to you coming up.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele talking about my friends at AMCO of Bonita Springs, 992-2626. It's 992-2626. Whatever is going on with your vehicle, they will fix it and fix it right. They are a great conservative business. And I can tell you they have a great local reputation for doing good work. And they also have an awesome customer base. It's been established over the past 13 years. So give them a call at 239-992-2626 so you can arrange to meet with them. Let them know you heard about it right here on 92.5 Fox News and Drew Steele. By the way, talk about great conservatives. They've built the American Spirit Movement, a place where conservative consumers and businesses can connect in 5 critical areas. You know, you've got your vote, but you also have your wallet, the cash register, supporting conservative businesses. So go to the American Spirit Marketplace. You can keep conservative dollars in conservative pockets. Block by block, city by city, states by state. We're going to build this up. Go to the American Spirit Movement website at americanspiritmovement.com. It's more than a conservative movement. It's a conservative awakening.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, stop your plans and enjoy 60% off on a large collection of diamonds, rings, bracelets, and necklaces.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here. You're invited this weekend to our 60% off sale. Come see us. Savings like no other.
Don't miss the savings at Duncan's Diamonds 60% off event.
Enormous selection. Magnificent diamonds.
This Friday and Saturday only. It's happening at Duncan's Diamonds.
An avalanche of glittering diamonds, engagement rings, wedding bands.
If it's in the showcase, it's a whopping 60% off. Now is the time to save at Duncan's Diamonds.
I want you to find the diamonds and jewelry you will love today and save 60%. And we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and jewelry.
This weekend only, 60% off event.
In the Gulf Coast Town Center. See store for details.
You heard us right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
California voters say no to Republicans. I'm Dave Antony, Fox News, keeping Gavin Newsom as governor.
We said yes to science. We said yes to vaccines. We said yes to ending this pandemic.
More than 60% voted against the recall effort. The lead Republican, Larry Elder.
We are forcing them now to pay attention to the things they should have paid attention to 2 years ago.
From the beginning, Elder faced an uphill battle, a minority, a fractured party where no Republican had won statewide in California for 15 years. Newsom outspent Elder 5-1. The state's 6 largest newspapers supported Newsom in their news and editorial pages. And finally, just the math. California has 11 million Democrats, just 6 million Republicans.
Fox's William Lajeunesse. There's new controversy for America's top general. Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Mark Milley. A new Bob Woodward book alleges he made secret video calls to his Chinese counterpart before the election and after the January 6th Capitol attack, saying if President Trump decides to attack, he'll let China know in advance. The now former president says it's treason if true. The Pentagon dismisses the calls as routine, but Republican Senator Marco Rubio tells Fox.
Imagine if tomorrow General Milley decides, I think Joe Biden is senile. And so you know what? I'm not going to follow his orders. I'm going to collude with Russia and China to prevent us from acting.
North Korea has fired 2 more missile tests, and South Korea has responded with a missile test of its own. Simone Biles, another star Olympic gymnast, will testify at the Senate today in a probe into the FBI's handling of the case against Dr. Larry Nassar.
He was sentenced to at least 40 years in prison on 10 molestation charges in 2018. A Justice Department Inspector General report, though, has already found that FBI officials dragged their feet and failed to investigate reports of abuse for at least a year, which may have allowed the abuse to continue.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. Nicholas, now a tropical depression, is at the Texas-Louisiana border, could dump over a foot of rain on areas damaged and out of power from Hurricane Ida.
All my kids' friends are completely displaced. The kids are having a really tough time with this.
America's listening to Fox News.
Newsom says more than 30 million
Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with 3 different crashes along I-75 southbound, mile markers 136, 135, and 134, all near the Colonial Boulevard exit, causing major backups coming down from Palm Beach Boulevard through State Road 82 and dealing with that past the Colonial exit as well. So watch out for major delays. You could take Treeline Avenue or Ortiz, which turns into 6 Mile Cypress, south of Colonial Boulevard. Also keeping an eye on a crash heading through a Bayshore Road right near Bay Colony Drive. Watch out for some slight delays there. And keeping an eye on 2 different crashes along Corkscrew, one at Grand Oak Shops Boulevard and another crash at 6L's Farm Road, dealing with slight delays at that crash site. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms again for this afternoon today, though we will be quieter throughout the remainder of this morning. Temperatures topping off near 90 degrees under a mix of clouds and sun as winds return back to the south and west for this afternoon at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight, though Thursday could be featuring a few showers in the morning time frame. Scattered storms again for the afternoon with highs near 90 degrees yet again. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Does 92.5 Fox News have a live stream? You bet. Go to rightallalong.net.
Abbott Hill in Naples is your one-stop shop for every aspect of your remodeling and renovation projects. Their team is committed to providing innovative solutions with the highest quality products. Abbott Hill offers from modern European style to furniture-grade, authentic, handmade old Amish cabinetry. Each piece is made with the highest quality solid woods and traditional construction methods for your new kitchen, office, entertainment wall, vanities, and built-ins. A large selection of unique porcelain tiles, including top designers like Roberto Cavalli and an exclusive collection of large format slabs and tiles from Versace Ceramics.
Hi, I'm Peter, the owner of Abbott Hill. Please come see my showroom located on 5880 Shirley Street in Naples or call 239-260-5246.
If you're in the market to update your kitchen, bathroom, or floors, Abbott Hill is offering free kitchen design consultation and 20% off countertops with the purchase of kitchen cabinetry. Abbott Hill, returning the quality of yesterday and leaving you smiling for years to come.
Ty Lassiter here with Key City Capital. And we're super excited to be growing roots right here in Southwest Florida and are looking forward to being a part of this community for years to come. So why are we Key City Capital here in Southwest Florida? Well, at KCAP, our mission is to connect capital to wealth for all our clients and partners through passive real estate and alternative investments. Very simply, we generate and distribute double-digit returns for our investors by investing in single-family homes and apartments and unique alternative cash-flowing asset-backed investments.
If you're looking for significant returns from real estate and alternative investments without any risk of loss to your principal and without all the work of collecting rent or worrying about stock market volatility, call us today at 239-330-2080. That's 239-330-2080. 239-330-2080. Or check us out online today at kcap925.com. That's kcap925.com.
Introducing the FPL Energy Manager, a new way to take control of your energy use and your bill. You can monitor, analyze, even simulate your energy use and save. Find savings to sing about at fpl.com/take control.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. You can watch the program and subscribe to the podcast. We appreciate it. Listen, we're going to get to a lot of different things this morning. Obviously, what the governor talked about yesterday with regard to the FSA and Common Core and getting rid of it. It's a big deal. We'll get to that. We're certainly going to get to General Milley. I mean, is this treason? What took place? A coup? Is it possible that this is exactly what was happening? Unbelievable stories and And then, of course, the issues with Afghanistan and Secretary Blinken and what we heard yesterday. I mean, there is a lot to digest. And I have to tell you that I had planned to have this conversation a couple of weeks ago. And I'm so glad that it's happening today, because I have to tell you, I'm just as stressed as many other people are right now with the headlines, with news. I get a lot of emails from you, and your concerns about where we are going, what is happening in this country, and looking for some hope and to kind of grasp, to kind of feel something, get something tangible that you can reach out to and just say that through all of this, that somehow everything is going to be okay. And so I don't know if the timing could be any better to have my friend Ron Kardashian on right now. He's an author, human performance expert, executive advisor on the diplomatic level to leaders, executives, and anybody out there who just wants to get better and really make sense of a lot of different things in their life. He's a published author. As a matter of fact, 30-Second Solution. What a great book. It's a New York Times bestseller, and it's something that will help you develop, and we're going to talk about that in just a second in a lot of different ways in your life. But let's welcome right now Ron Kardashian to the program. I am so happy that you have decided to get up with me this morning. I know you're in L.A., and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. How are you?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's like I said, I don't know if I can express it any more clear than I'm trying to, which is, boy, people are just stressed out. They're worried. They're confused. They're trying to process all the things that are happening with this government. And, you know, I want to get into that. I certainly want to get into where we go next with all this fear and uncertainty. But I do want to mention something, because you do have a connection with the former president of the United States, President Trump, in an interesting way, being like a person away from Trump. Can you explain a little bit about that connection?
Yeah, well, I mean, there were several of them during his even prior to his presidency. Samuel Rodriguez, who opened up the inaugural prayer for Donald Trump, privately spoke to me and put this on tape, prophetically. He said, "Ron, I just want you to know, as an advisor to the White House," he goes, "I have every intention of bringing you involved at the right time, at the right place." He said, "But I'm really feeling internally," he's a very interesting gentleman. Of course, we know Sam is a minister, quite prolific speaker. And he said, "You're going to be coaching the next president." And at the time, we did not know whether Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump was going to take office, but it ended up being Donald Trump. So that began to raise my ears, a little bit, as I've never dove too deep into politics, right? Just advising leaders, diplomatic leaders, ambassadors on a human performance level. But as he took office, which I really was deeply convicted that he would, I met one of his pastoral advisors, Daryl Scott.
Yeah.
Who, of course, was a commentator on Fox, wrote a great book. And I'll tell you an interesting story real quick to get this off right. He said, "Ron, I knew," this is Scott speaking. He said, I asked him straight up. Scott is a African-American gentleman. And he said, when all this racism stuff was coming out, he said, I asked Trump straight up, "Are you a racist?" in a private meeting. And he responded in such a way that, as an African-American man, he knew right there that he wasn't. And he said, "Ron," he said, he came into a room to a bunch of African-American men. This is what changed his perspective on Trump completely, and looked at him and said, Trump looked at everybody and said, to a room of ministers, pastors, and leaders, he said, "You guys got it right." This is Trump speaking. And they all looked at each other very perplexed. He said, "What is this guy talking about?" And he said, "While I was building buildings in New York, you guys were building yourself in the Word of God." He said, "You got it right, I got it wrong."
Wow.
And it stopped me in my tracks and stopped him. And I think right now that this is a very vital key to understanding world events, is that if we don't slow down a little bit and just breathe and pray, then we're going to miss something that, quite frankly, could be very beautiful happening in the midst of the chaos. And we're going to discover that, and we're going to talk about that here, Drew.
Yeah. So, you have heard some of the headlines that have been out there today, and I brought this up a little earlier, and the concerns about a general who is so concerned about the former president of the United States that he would take upon himself to possibly, if true in this book, do something unconstitutional and so unconscionable to our values and the Constitution that we love, that it's mind-boggling. It takes your breath away that this would be the case. And as we look at all of these stories, I mean, help me and the audience to kind of process everything that you believe that's been happening, and the people that you know and that you talk to behind the scenes and all of this, and to process what's going on with this government right now.
Well, I think we have to go back to our Judeo-Christian ethics, which I'm a man who is a firm believer in biblical values, biblical life. Funny, 25 years ago when I gave my life to Christ, a man looked at me and handed me this book. And he said, listen, this book, Bible, is an acronym for Basic Instruction Before Leaving Earth. And I smiled and looked at him and, with kind of a religious smirk, like, yeah, right. But, as I take a deep dive into consulting world leaders or executives, there's this scripture in Proverbs 29:2. It says, when the righteous thrive, the people rejoice. When the wicked rule, the people groan. The Berean translation said, a man who remains stiff-necked after much reproof will suddenly be shattered beyond recovery. But when the righteous flourish, the people rejoice. And when the wicked rule, the people groan. He's reiterating again, all these different translations. And I think what we're seeing here as I talk to people is that compromise has been a behavioral trait in the hearts of men and women since the foundations of the earth. And it's never going to go away. You're seeing now kind of the fruit of bad behavior, bad decisions that have culminated over time, and it's manifesting in positions of authority in ways we never even dreamed possible. And it's unfortunately going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah, and I think that's what people don't want to hear, right? That it's going to get worse, and then the question becomes, by the way, we're speaking with Ron Kardashian on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. RonKardashian.com is the website. The book we're going to talk about, 30-Second Solution, as well, New York Times bestseller, and someone who is an author, human performance expert, and executive advisor on the diplomatic level, and he talks to leaders and business leaders and world leaders and advises and certainly has some insight into this thought process of what has been happening. And so as we know things are going to get worse, as we see the news today, just the headlines that are out here right now, I mean, what a timely visit with you. The idea that there's nothing that we can do, but there is. And again, it becomes the fear, the uncertainty that builds up in us. So what have you been telling people? What do you want to communicate when you say where we go from here? How do we do this? And how do we lift ourselves up out of all of this and see the good?
That's a very powerful question. And in the time frame we have, of course, we cannot give the overall answer. But first of all, Drew, I want all of us to just learn to take 30-second pauses. This is why I wrote this book.
Yeah.
Dr. Daniel Amen, who's one of America's most famous psychiatrists, did the forward on my book. And I'll quote him. He said, when you put into practice Ron Kardashian's 30-Second Solution, it will help you develop new brain pathways that will enhance impulse control, focus, and forethought. And I was so honored that a medical doctor would actually validate my life work like this. And here's the key for all of us. The only way out is in. This is a time of deep introspection where we must self-evaluate our lives and come to a place where we find an inner pathway of peace. For me, that's Christ. For others, it may be your meditation. For some, it may be your religion or your relationship with your own God. But I think at the end of the day, everybody has this place of choice that we must make, whether we're going to allow the outside influences of the world transform us, or they're going to cause us to go inward and to take a deep inventory into our own lives to say, how can I become better through this and not just bitter?
Yeah.
This is the beginning of it. It's really self-talk that needs to a new life walk.
How do you even deal with I hate to bring this up, but it's timely, and so I'm just going to do it. We talk to people in California, I mean, just the individuals that are there. You're in LA, and you know there's a battle going on, certainly across the globe. But boy, even in politics, and when you see some of the things that are happening in a state that is in disarray, I mean, you live in it, and yet people still vote for and continue to vote for the same over and over again. That is debilitating. It's not uplifting. It's not rising.
Right.
It's not raising people up. It's tearing people down. And, and how do you speak to them when they continue to do the same thing over and over?
Most of the people that I consult with have some type of spiritual fortitude. I mean, I'm sorry to have to keep circling back.
No,
to
that's
this,
okay. I don't have a problem with that.
We have to understand that we are tripartite beings. We are spirit, soul, and body. We're not just fleshly people having spiritual experiences. It's quite the opposite. You know, and I think what's happening is we've put this off for so long that church has become something we visit on Sunday, or we accumulate around funerals and weddings, and there are these processes and ceremonies that we do. And I think what's happened is people in California are perplexed. People in California are very opinionated, and people in California are very absent of any type of spiritual life. At least this is what I'm noticing.
Yeah. Well, even in Hollywood, right? You can even speak to that.
I mean, well, you know, don't get me started on this.
I am getting you started.
You know? You really are. I mean, my wife looked at me, who I think is the most beautiful of all the Kardashian women. I just have to throw that in there. My wife looked at me and said, you know, I don't even know where to approach some of these women in Hollywood because they are so far on the left. There's not even room for a right, if I could say, conversation.
Yeah.
And you know, I said, I know, sweetheart. I said, what's the approach? And she said, unfortunately, it's going to have to get really bad for any light to begin to shine. So my advice to people who are crying out is to saying, get on your knees. This is the time to pray. This is the time to meditate. But not only that, after you've done that, it brings a certain level of empowerment for your voice to rise.
Yeah.
And I think this is what we all need to encourage each other to do, is that find communities that share your belief systems. Partner with those who have your core values, and then make the change rather than just sitting behind the scenes.
Yeah. You know,
we have to.
I had this conversation just the other day. When I was speaking with Dr. Vodi Bakum, and we were talking about critical race theory, and we were talking about social justice, and we were talking about biblical justice as opposed to social justice, and the idea that there are forces in this world, and listen, I'll say it, there are forces in this world that will take advantage of those who are kind, who are considerate, who are biblical, and that peace, and will take advantage of that. And we'll use that against them.
Yes.
And the thing is that we all have to awaken and be bold in our convictions, because, quite honestly, we're right, as we are at the station, right all along. It's part of our slogan, and because we are standing on the rock of conviction, of what is real, what is black and white. It's not, you know, you look at the issues of the day, and you can turn to that book that you described and say, it's black and white, everybody. There's no in between. And if you can't speak to that boldly, can't speak to that boldly, then there will be forces in this world that will take it from you.
That's right. That's exactly right. We have to remember here, ladies and gentlemen, and Drew, this is a important epitome in world history. I mean, I spoke at a community of people this weekend, and I said, listen, there is 1 million acres burning, fires in California, 1 million. We have had 100 earthquakes in the last 24 hours. There is now the fourth variant of this COVID ailment that is plaguing people. And quite frankly, some of it literal, some of it in name only. We've got flooding going in half the nations. We've got corrupt government and leadership all over the world. I said, people are asking about the sign of the times. And I'm not one of these eschatologist. I'm not an expert in end times, when's the end of the world, this type of thing. And Tia and I and our family, we know that it's coming, but we don't live with that doom and gloom perspective. However, my ears are up like a Doberman Pinscher thinking, okay, he said the time of his return is coming and these will be the signs. I mean, it's all over the place. So like I said before, when you see headlines in this corrupt government, we are admonished to pray. And I think oftentimes people don't understand that being proactive is literally praying for this president. We are commissioned and commanded to do this. Now, one important point I want to bring up is biblical prophecy has always been very congruent throughout history. I mean, we looked way back in corrupt government back in the early days of the Byzantine Empire, where King Nebuchadnezzar was ruling. He was a horrible leader. And what happened? Daniel, the famous story of Daniel, the man who got thrown into the lion's den, stood up against corrupt government and refused to bow to the policies and procedures of world events. And what did they do? They said, turn up that fire extra hot, throw them in the fire, throw them in the lion's den. There was consecutive issues like this. And when the righteous stood up, your word boldness, they become fierce as lions. And something happens, Drew.
Yeah.
And I want to encourage you, listeners that are hearing, first enter into a state of peace. Ask God for guidance. The only way out is in. Once you get that place, then pray for strategy. Because most of the people that I'm consulting, we are master strategists. So it's not retaliate. It's not raise your voice and yell. It's be strategic about the plan, because we know that once Daniel spoke his mind, initiated new policy, the entire government changed because he was endued with a supernatural strength. And I don't want people to put this on the back burner.
Yeah.
This is very, very important and essential for your families, for where we're going as a nation, and for the voices that we all carry.
Well, this was a timely conversation, and I'm glad we had the opportunity, and I'm glad that even in L.A. you got up at 4:24 in the morning to spend this time with us. And it was, like I said, timely. Many people have been reaching out to me, and so I said, all right, I got to call Coach. RonKardashian.com, Coach Ron. RonKardashian.com is the website. You can go visit. Certainly, you can go to Twitter, as a matter of fact, as well. Keep an eye on him there. Ron Kardashian, just look it up. And certainly we'll have you back. 30-Second Solution, what a great book. Look for that as well. I believe that's probably there at the website as well.
Amazon as well, everywhere books are sold.
You bet.
Yeah.
All right. God bless, my friend. I appreciate a few minutes this morning. I needed this. I needed to kind of wash it all away a little bit. So
you keep the faith. It looks like it's getting worse, but it actually, for the people of light, it's getting better.
Yeah. All right, my friend. We'll speak soon.
Okay, buddy. Thank you.
Stay bright. 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Joe Biden's plan for America? Recycled leftovers. Time for some right thinking. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $70 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
In business, it's never just another day. Every day is the day that could bring your biggest order yet, or a new cyber threat. Whatever the day holds, with Comcast Business, you'll be prepared. With the network that can deliver gig speeds to the most businesses. Comcast Business Security Edge to help protect your connected devices, and a dedicated team available 24/7. Every day in business is a big day. We'll keep you ready for what's next. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Get started with a fast and reliable internet and voice solution for $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Or ask about our best deal on a gig speed bundle with a $500 prepaid card. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com to learn more. Offer requires enrollment in paperless billing and autopay through My Account. Ends 9/19/21. Restrictions apply. New customers only with 35 megabits per second internet and 1 voice line. Early termination fee applies. Equipment taxes and fees extra and subject to change.
Sales desk, this is Marty.
Hey, Marty, it's time to get paid.
Paid for what?
Paid for your trade.
Okay.
Victory Lane Chevrolet is paying over book value for trades, and Florida drivers are cashing in.
They're paying over book value for trades. I get it, okay.
Correctamundo, Marty. Used car values are worth more than ever. It really is the best time to trade.
Why would I pay over book value? Tell me that.
Well, why do you overcharge customers for new Chevys?
I don't overcharge.
Okay. Enjoy your new Silverado, ma'am. Get paid for your trade at Victory Lane Chevrolet and get over book value for your trade. Plus, during Truck Month, receive a $1,000 accessory cash allowance with your new truck. Victory Lane Chevrolet on the corner of Fowler and Winkler. Find new roads. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com.
All rebates to dealer offers do not combine. $1,000 cash accessories for GM parts only. Expires 9/30/21.
I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Unfortunately, many drivers in Florida do not carry liability insurance or have limits of insurance that are insufficient to cover your injuries. Uninsured motorist is valuable coverage that you can purchase to protect you in those instances. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation and take back control of your life.
Office in Fort Myers, Naples.
A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. This is State Representative Spencer Roach, and that single sentence has done more to preserve liberty than any part of the Constitution, but it's also under constant attack. Last session, your Republican legislature killed more than 20 bills directly attacking the Second Amendment. Bills were filed to repeal Florida's Stand Your Ground law, to ban assault weapons, to require background checks to purchase ammunition, to regulate how you can store weapons in your own home, and to allow local governments to make their own gun control laws. Every single one of those bills was stopped in its tracks. This is Spencer Roach, and the Second Amendment is the only permission slip I need to carry a gun, and you have my commitment that I will resist any action that attempts to violate it, because I understand what shall not be infringed means. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. Call today for a free consultation. Discounts for all military and first responders. Also, if you support Biden, don't blinking call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
I've been asked, did you plan on becoming the largest injury law firm in the world? And the answer is no. We set out to be focused on our clients and to have a commitment to trying cases and winning. And when you have those results at trial, you're able to settle most of your cases quickly and fairly. Hard work and client satisfaction was our plan. It worked. Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News, traffic.
Good morning. Dealing with major backups along I-75 heading southbound beyond the exit to State Road 82 because of 3 different crashes around Colonial Boulevard, one at mile marker 136, another at 135, and a third at 134. All those backups start as far north as Palm Beach Boulevard, so if you'd like to get around it, you could take Ortiz Avenue South, which turns into 6 Mile Cypress Parkway to head down to Daniels Parkway. You can also take Tree Line Avenue as an alternate route just between Colonial and Daniels. Also keeping an eye on a crash right now going on along Bayshore Road in North Fort Myers. There's roadblock with that crash at Bay Point Boulevard, so watch out for delays north and southbound. We also have a crash at Palm Beach Boulevard and Florida Powered and Light Gate 4. So westbound roadblock because of that crash with injuries. Looks like deputies are doing traffic control also at Metro Parkway and Daniels Parkway. So watch for some activity there and likely some slowdowns. Looking good across Collier and Charlotte counties, though. No crashes getting in your way. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms again for this afternoon today, though we will be quieter throughout the remainder of this morning. Temperatures topping off near 90 degrees under a mix of clouds and sun as winds return back to the south and west for this afternoon at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight, though Thursday could be featuring a few showers in the morning time frame. Scattered storms again for the afternoon with highs near 90 degrees yet again. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Keeping it right here. We're 92.5 Fox News. And we've been right all along.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Dan Martineau from D.R. Martineau Roofing. For 30 years, we have been offering the best warranties in the industry. Remember, D.R. Martineau Roofing. Integrity, knowledge, service. Just Google DRM Roofing.
License number CCC 1326954.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Can I see your pre-plan, please?
Before you reach the pearly gates is the best time to consider your plan. Harvey Engelhardt Funeral Home will provide peace of mind that lets you set and forget, relieving stress and decision-making on loved ones when the time comes. Ensure that your wishes are honored and relieve your family of guessing what your intentions were. There are many reasons to pre-plan, including a price guarantee and transferability. Harvey Engelhardt can arrange monthly payment plan options with automatic withdrawal. Your loved ones are relieved both of the financial responsibility and the burden of decisions at your passing. Planning is what we do for when the time comes. Harvey Engelhardt will see you through from beginning to end. We also have comprehensive military honors options for veterans. Pre-planning is the ultimate gift of selflessness to the surviving spouse and family. Please call us at 239-936-2177. Harvey Engelhardt, we're here to help.
I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Rock Solid wants you to be our customer. At Rock Solid Countertops and More, $9.99 gets it done. For a limited time only, get a full set of kitchen countertops from $9.99 installed. Rock Solid guarantees to beat any competitor's prices, including installation. So come see Hugo and his team in Naples. And now serving Port Charlotte at 4135 Tamiami Trail. Visit RockSolidNaples.com. Rock Solid, where $9.99 gets it done.
Dial star 2020. Friends, I care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. My family members actually went to Dr. France for their cataract surgery and had spectacular results. But here's the deal. You can now experience vision that's more vibrant after cataract surgery with a France Lifestyle lens. At France Eye Care, they know how important it is to not only clear the blurry view caused by cataracts, but to provide the patient with even better vision through the enhancement of a France Lifestyle lens. So, if night driving is your issue and you need extended depth of focus or the ability to adjust the power of your lens after cataract surgery, France Eye Care will recommend a lens solution that meets your individual needs. Call France Eye Care today to schedule your cataract screening by dialing *2020 from your cell phone or give them a call at 239-418-0999. Tell them that Trey sent you.
France Eye Care.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
After Drew, it's Glenn Beck 9 till noon. You've come to the right place. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
All right, 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. Type in Drew Steele to any of your favorite podcast locations. It's there. Coming up at 8:05, Dr. Sebastian Gorka is going to join us, and I am so glad that we're going to get a few minutes of his time, someone who is incredibly busy. But boy, this General Milley thing is just out of control. General Milley calling generals in China to claim that if we're going to attack when Donald Trump was president of the United States, if we're going to attack, I'm going to call you ahead of time. It's not going to be a surprise. I mean, we're talking treason here. Is this a coup? What am I missing? Well, you're going to hear from Sebastian Gorka, and you're not going to miss a thing. So that's coming up at 8:05. By the way, Brendan Leslie's going to join us in just a second as well from Florida Conservative Voice. We're going to get into some local issues. I'm looking at this tweet that was just sent out by The Guardian. Actually, it's an Instagram post. I can't believe what I'm seeing. It's a picture of Dr. Anthony Fauci, and the headline says, "The sexiest man alive." Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. The sexiest man alive. This is the Guardian newspaper in the UK that's putting out a picture of Dr. I thought we're in a pandemic right now, right? We got emergencies, we got vaccinations and all these. And you're taking pictures of him and sitting there and describing him as the sexiest man, a pop culture phenomenon. What are you talking about? Did you say as compared to?
I mean, you've clearly never seen Keanu Reeves. Let's put him next to Keanu Reeves. No, he's more of an icon.
Yeah, I was going to say Brad Pitt sitting there going, hey, hello. Or somebody like that. I don't know if it's Brad Pitt or whatever. Anyway.
Zach Galifianakis looks better. So.
Sorry. Speaking of Fauci, this is pretty interesting. We're going to get to Brendan in just a second, so hang tight. This is pretty interesting. 2019, before COVID and the pandemic, is sitting with Bloomberg. Not Michael Bloomberg, but the website, the magazine, the website, Bloomberg. And listen to this. This is Dr. Anthony Fauci being asked about what to do if there was an infectious disease, how to combat an infectious disease in 2019. Listen to this.
And the best way for me to prevent getting an infectious disease and having to have you as my doctor is what? Wearing a mask?
No.
Don't need to do that. I can see they're getting ready to sneeze or cough, walk away.
You avoid all the paranoid aspects and do something positive. A, good diet. B, you don't smoke, I know. I know you don't drink, at least not very much, so that's pretty good. Get some exercise. I know that you don't get as much exercise as you should.
That's correct.
Get good sleep. I think the normal, low-tech, healthy things are the best thing that you can do, David, is stay healthy.
Excuse me? Why doesn't he talk about that now? Why is it a binary choice? It's vaccines or nothing. Oh, wait a minute. So if he was your doctor and not to get an infectious disease, masking? No, you don't wear a mask. You do the basic things, fundamental. You eat right. You're healthy. Brendan Leslie, FloridaConservativeVoice.com. I bring him in right now because here's somebody who eats healthy, who keeps his body in shape, and it's part of a regimen of keeping COVID away. And I don't know, maybe that shocks people. I don't know if that shocks Brendan that he heard that. Well, anyway, it's a weird transition. Good morning, Brendan. Sorry.
How are we doing?
Yeah.
First of all, I need to reach out to the Guardian and submit my paper for Sexiest Man Alive.
Nope. No.
Second, keep yourself healthy. As someone who's dealt with COVID twice, I can tell you that it was honestly a cakewalk, and I attribute it to my dedication to eating right and just having a healthy body.
Listen, it hits everybody different. Every single person's going to get hit by it in a different way. It's not one way. It is a different way for every single person. And the idea that Fauci talking about keeping healthy, staying healthy, eating right, doing all these easy, fundamental things, but yet he hasn't, I don't know if he said that once in 18 months. I'm not sure if he said it once, but anyway. All right.
Yeah, there's something that we don't see.
Yeah.
That's happening.
Yeah, well, let's get to other things that are going on. A couple of things that are good news. It will be good to see if the state legislature moves forward with what DeSantis put out in this proposal, assessing students in the fall, winter, and spring instead of the FSA. He would like to see the FSA gone, Common Core gone. A good start to see if the legislature will move forward with this. So that's a good thing. People would love to see the ditching of standardized tests and getting into keeping a track of and an eye on students individually, check-in assessments throughout the year, keeping an eye on students, which is a good thing. And then there's some other things that are going on, including locally, and the school board, and the district in Lee County, and maybe even what's happening with the mask mandates. I know you have an update on that, right?
Yeah, so school board member Betsy Vaughn, who we all know has just gone off the deep end in the past several months.
Well, let's explain why, because of some of the things that she said. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a couple of things just she said in the recent passes. CRT is good. We should be teaching it. Oh, I'm a liberal. Saying this during the meeting, just basically showing her complete disdain for the majority of the parents in our community.
Comparing people that were showing up at the school district meetings, insurrectionists. And
Yep. These peaceful parents that just show up and just voice their concerns, don't actually do anything. So Betsy's just gone off the deep end, and she's someone that needs to be replaced when she's up for re-election next year. And so when the news broke that they are going to reverse their mask mandate that they put in like a week ago, Betsy tweets at me. I was saying, after Spencer Roach, State Representative Spencer Roach sent his letter, the school district caved and they rescinded and they listened to his thing. Betsy had the nerve to tweet at me at my tweet and go, it had nothing. His letter had nothing to do with it. The superintendent felt legally obligated to do it. I'm like, shut up, Betsy. Shut up. You guys would have left that mask mandate in place if it wasn't for the fact that we actually had a real conservative stand up and fight for what is right. You guys broke the law, and your superintendent is one of the weakest men I've ever seen run anything in this county, and he needs to be fired as well. But the fact that he rescinded it right after this letter, you cannot tell me that it had nothing to do with that. It's just weakness all across the board, and Betsy's a liar.
Well, we keep an eye on the school board and elections moving forward into 22. And listen, it's not just Lee County, it's Collier County, it's everybody across the board, from city councils to commissioners. We vet, we keep an eye on everybody. And just because somebody says to you they're a Republican, I show up in meetings, right? Yeah, well, no, that's not good enough. We look at records and we look at past history, and we look at deeds, not words, and the like. And so there's going to be a lot of that certainly coming up and the getting rid of certain individuals politically that maybe haven't been exactly forthright and honest beforehand. So there'll be plenty of talk there, and keeping an eye on not only the FSA issue but also the mask mandates. Because I'm telling you, and I'm hearing from other people, and even Representative Spencer Roach on yesterday saying that he's hearing behind the scenes that they're bringing it back. Like they're gonna revisit this. Like they're gonna put this up again because their intent is to embarrass the governor. That's what they're trying to do. It's a political move. That is things that are being said behind the scenes. We'll see. All right. Speaking of people that are keeping an eye on things, you have an update on one issue here. We are just, days, weeks away? We're not very far away, a few weeks away from one of the important water decisions here in Southwest Florida that we have talked about with Lake O releases. Talk a little bit about the latest there.
Yeah, so our good buddies, Captains for Clean Water, who are supposed to be the kings of awareness, are not really doing a whole lot of awareness lately. So like you said, in a few weeks, we're going to find out what the official LOSUM plan is. And what that is the schedule for Lake O discharges for the next 10 years. Right now, indications are not good. It looks like Southwest Florida is going to get extra discharges so that the East Coast doesn't get many at all. And it's a plan that Captains for Clean Water openly advocated for. And they got caught. We called them out on this show. We called them out on my website. And they quickly backtracked. And you had an implosion live on air here from Chris Whitman, the founder of Captains for Clean Water, getting caught with his hands tied behind his back. And then my question to Captains for Clean Water, if they really are the honest group that they say they are, and I hope that that's true. I want them to be the group they say they are. But unfortunately, we're not seeing that. They raised $1.5 million last year. And if you go ask them what you spend that money on, they're going to tell you raising awareness on water issues. Okay, well, what is the number one way to raise awareness today in a digital world, and especially during a pandemic when a lot of people are staying home? Social media. Captains for Clean Water's largest platform is their Facebook page, which has over 120,000 followers. Guess how many times they've posted in the last week? Like 5 times. That's it. That's it. And a lot of their postings are selling hats and raising money. So my question is, what are you doing? Where is that money? Why are you paying these people salaries if they're not doing anything? These are very fair questions to ask, and that's just something that I hope your viewers consider when you're looking into donating to groups.
And keeping an eye on this topic too, and as we get closer to what will be the result of this decision, the LOSUM decision on the Lake O releases, we do have to be concerned about what is going to happen next. What we've been told as compared to what result we're going to have. Not the best starting place again. When you're talking about we're starting at getting more, the beginning of the process was we'll start to get more water our way as opposed to less water on the East Coast. And that's where we begin the conversation. It doesn't seem like the best place to start. No matter who decided that was a good place to start, the end result is what we want to see. And hopefully people somebody is fighting to make sure that isn't going to be the case. But we keep an eye on it. And also, I wanted to mention this. You've got a big event happening over the weekend. You want to talk a little bit about Patriot Fest?
Yeah, Patriot Fest 2.0. We had one back in May with Project Veritas and James O'Keefe. This time around, it's going to be DC Drano, the meme king in the conservative world, on Instagram. The best reporter in the world, Jack Posobiec, who raises all kind of hell, doing some whistleblowing reporting within the Biden administration. And then newly Trump-endorsed Anna Paulina Luna, who is running for Congress out of St. Petersburg. She famously lost to Charlie Crist by just a couple points last election when they said that Charlie Crist was going to run away with it. So that's a seat that's really important to win. Trump just endorsed her. If she wins, it's going to be a key spot that helps us take back the House in 22. So, and Byron Donalds, of course, is going to be there, among other speakers. It's happening over at Alfie Oaks Farm this Saturday, 11 to 2. If you want to get tickets, you can head over to my website, flconservativevoice.com. It's just a big old American First rally. Really get a lot of people excited. It's going to be great vendors, and it's going to be a great time just to kind of rally the base and get moving forward with positive action.
All right, that's what I like. All right, flconservativevoice.com is the website. You can go visit the website to get tickets. Find out more about the stories we just talked about and so many others. Brendan Leslie joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, my friend. We'll see you. We'll see you there. All right, 239-479-5592. If you would like to play Drew's College of Political Knowledge for questions on politics, the more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you're in a PhD. If you would like to call now, certainly we would love to have you play and win. 239-479-5592. We'll take the fifth caller coming up. And then at 8:05, get ready for Dr. Sebastian Gorka, who's going to join us. And boy, are we going to dig into the General Milley issue. We're going deep. We'll get his perspective on everything going on. But Drew's College up next. Stay break 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Therese O'Shea has.
Good morning. Dealing with major backups along I-75 heading southbound beyond the exit to State Road 82 because of three different crashes around Colonial Boulevard, one at mile marker 136, another at 135, and a third at 134. All those backups start as far north as Palm Beach Boulevard, so if you'd like to get around it, you can take Ortiz Avenue South, which turns into 6 Mile Cypress Parkway, to head down to Daniels Parkway. You can also take Tree Line Avenue as an alternate route just between Colonial and Daniels. Also keeping an eye on a crash right now going on along Bayshore Road in North Fort Myers. There's roadblock with that crash at Bay Point Boulevard, so watch out for delays north and southbound. We also have a crash at Palm Beach Boulevard and Florida Powered and Light Gate 4, so westbound roadblock because of that crash with injuries. Looks like deputies are doing traffic control also at Metro Parkway and Daniels Parkway, so watch for some activity there and likely some slowdowns. Looking good across Collier and Charlotte counties, though. No crashes getting in your way. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Well, happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. It is the middle of the work week, and the pattern remains the same today. As we saw a quieter start to the day, those scattered thunderstorms will continue. Some localized flooding from that, though things should be winding down as we head into tonight. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight as the storms roll from east to west. Temperatures topping off near 92 degrees. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Lasting joint pain relief without surgery, without drugs, without downtime. It's here now. Regenerative treatments at QC Kinetics. Biologic therapies. This is the most exciting medical development in years, and it's now available here. Hey, it's Drew Steele here to tell you about these remarkable regenerative treatments that encourage your own body to help heal the damaged tissue in your joints. If you've been struggling with knee, back, shoulder, or hip pain, arthritis pain of any kind, you need to check out the exciting natural alternative that can get your life back. Restorative biologic therapies go to work healing the source of the pain and provide long-lasting results. Think about it. Treatments for chronic joint pain with no drugs, no steroids, no downtime, and no surgery. Call now for a free consultation and learn more about the regenerative options available to help you get pain-free. QC Kinetics. Call now. 239-893-PAIN. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list, and in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
License number CCC 1326213.
Introducing the FPL Energy Manager, a new way to take control of your energy use and your bill. You can monitor PayPal.com/.
Presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Mark and LaBelle. Good morning, Mark and LaBelle.
Good morning, Drew in Fort Myers.
It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your associate's degree question, sir, starts right now. Hey, who's the commander-in-chief of the military? Who would that be right now?
Oh, God. Joe Biden.
Okay. That is correct. All right, you got an associate's to see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. Who was the vice president in 1990? Think back. George H.W. Bush is president. Who's the vice president in 1990?
That was Mr. Quayle.
That's correct. Yep, that Dan Quayle. That's right. All right, you got a bachelor's to see if you get a master's degree on this question. What is the first self-evident truth in the Declaration of Independence?
No.
These
blank.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Self-evident. Yeah.
What?
Yep, I'm drawing a blank.
That all men are created equal.
All men are created
equal.
equal.
Yeah, it's middle of the week and it's early and you probably haven't had a good cup of coffee yet. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. All right, multiple choice. How about this? In 1870, this state was the last Confederate state to be readmitted into the Union. The last Confederate state to be readmitted into the Union in 1870. Was it Florida, Georgia, or Virginia?
Georgia?
It was. What a I mean, good for you. You knew that right out of the. You must have had a sip of the coffee that doesn't exist in your car. Well, congratulations. Listen, you got a master's degree today, so you came out strong. You stumbled a little, but just like a good fighter and a patriot, you came back bigger and stronger. Oh, and then something hit you in the head. Are you okay? What was that? Sounded like it got hit with an anvil. What was that?
No, that was me closing my coffee. I should have drank more.
You know what? The drinking part probably was true. All right, listen, congratulations there, Mark. You did a great job. We appreciate you calling.
Thanks, Drew. Have a good day.
You do the same. All right, coming up, stay tuned, everybody. Dr. Sebastian Gorka is going to join us. You want to get his thoughts on General Milley and what's happening with Antony Blinken on Capitol Hill and more? It's coming up next. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
Parents, when you can't trust public schools, teach your kids what's right. Also teach your kids who's right. More smart, conservative lesson planning coming right up on 92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
When Truly Nolan is on the chase, what do you know? You know they're faster than a speeding cockroach, able to leap into spaces where only spiders hide. You know they're smarter than conniving ants and more nimble than a swarm of mosquitoes. You know whatever they're after, they'll get the job done right. Because when Truly Nolan is in hot pursuit, you know there's no escape. Schedule your free estimate today and get $50 off pest control by going to trulynolan.com or call us at 800-GO-TRULY.
Fox News listeners, Saturday morning is the perfect time to talk boats and water fun in Southwest Florida. This is Adam Botana again from Baywater Sousa Boat Club. Join us every Saturday morning from 7 to 8 for the Baywater Boat Club Hour. We talk boats, fishing, boating hotspots, water quality, on top of Jake the Millennial and I just having fun on the radio. And if you don't have a boat, Baywater Sousa Boat Club has got you covered. Just call me, Adam, at 239-495-0455.
You know what you want to do in retirement, but do you know how to get there? Tune in to Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon to get the answers to your retirement planning questions. Plan today so you can do the things you've always dreamt about doing in retirement. Don't miss Retire with Grace, a Trifound company, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
Manufactured in the USA, Plantation Shutters for You is your best choice for plantation shutters. Custom measured and installed just for you. Built to last forever. Call today for a free consultation. Discounts for all military and first responders. Also, if you support Biden, don't bleeding call us. PlantationShuttersForYou.com.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune in to WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
In the morning and at night, we're the station that gets it right. 92.5 WFSX Estero. Fox News. Right all along.
Wink News, traffic.
A very messy morning commute across most of Lee County right now. We have several crashes getting in the way on and around 75. 3 different ones south of Colonial Boulevard on 75 southbound, mile markers 136, 135, and 134. And getting onto 75 in a turn lane from Daniels Parkway just east of I-75. You'll see another crash. Also heading through Palm Beach Boulevard, we have a crash involving 6 vehicles with injuries. Thankfully, none of those injuries are life-threatening. At the FPL plant gate 4, just off of I-75, slightly to the east, we have westbound roadblock in the left lane with that, so major delays coming off State Road 31 toward I-75. Another crash to watch for in Bonita Springs at Imperial Parkway and Dean Street. In Lehigh Acres, crash at Lee Boulevard and Leland Heights Boulevard. Thankfully, no roadblock there. Another one in North Fort Myers at Pirates Rest Road and North Tamiami Trail with roadblock in the northbound right lane. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms again for this afternoon today, though we will be quieter throughout the remainder of this morning. Temperatures topping off near 90 degrees under a mix of clouds and sun as winds return back to the south and west for this afternoon at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight, though Thursday will be featuring a few showers in the morning time frame. Scattered storms again for the afternoon with highs near 90 degrees yet again. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
Bugged by the left? Log on to rightallalong.net, the place to find 92.5 Fox News online.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. If you need new windows or doors for your home, heads up, this message is for you. New South is having a one-day factory sale, this Saturday only in our factory showroom. 40% off high-performance award-winning windows, 40% off energy-efficient windows and patio doors, 40% off our factory direct products installed. Bring in your measurements for on-the-spot pricing or call today. One day only, this Saturday from 9 till 4. New South windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, and we guarantee them for life. Please visit us at newsouthwindow.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home, so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Southwest Florida homeowners. Home values are up and interest rates are down, which means now is a great time for a mortgage checkup. This is Mike Roberts, Vice President at Mortgage Warehouse. Many of you listening might have purchased or refinanced your home within the past year, so your mortgage could be the last thing on your mind. However, the real estate market has changed quite a bit in 2021, which means your home has likely increased in value. More equity in your home means there has never been a better time to get cash out for home improvements. You could also qualify for a lower mortgage rate with our no closing cost refinance loan, and for some, more equity in your home means you could eliminate mortgage insurance. Mortgage Warehouse is Southwest Florida's mortgage price leader. No points, no hidden fees, no closing cost, period. Give us a quick call today at 313-5000. That's 313-5000, mortgagewarehouse.com.
Certain restrictions apply. NMLS ID 137154, Equal Housing Lender.
True relief
for back and neck pain.
Did you play golf or tennis today and wish that you didn't have to deal with the back or neck pain? Do you feel hesitant to swing all the way through or run across the court because of pain? People just assume they have to live with it or just get epidurals. They are wrong. People look at it from the wrong perspective. Most people only think about treating the symptoms and not the cause. At Johnson Spinal Care 596 Back, we treat the cause using non-surgical spinal decompression. Now available for anyone, not just the injured or professional athletes. Spinal decompression is a safe, non-surgical treatment that takes pressure off the nerves and discs, increasing blood circulation, allowing the back to heal. Safe, long-lasting results for sciatica, stenosis, scoliosis, herniated discs, or even failed back surgery. Don't suffer. Call my Medicare-friendly office today for a free telephone consultation. Johnson Spinal Care, 596 Back, 596 BACK. That's 596-2225.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. So glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live, drewsteele.com, the website. Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching the program there, subscribing to the podcast anytime you would like, just by typing in Drew Steele to your favorite podcast location. We are in the process of trying to get a hold of Sebastian Gorka, who we hope will be joining us in just a few more minutes, as we want to talk a little bit more about Joint Chiefs Chairman Mark Milley and what happened, and just an unbelievable situation that we are in right now. Do we have him right now? No, not yet. All right, we're still waiting. All right, we'll keep looking at this situation, certainly, as I don't know how you can look at this in any other way except a coup, treason. I mean, all the words that continue to come up. And it's amazing to me to listen to, even just in the past few minutes, some of what has been talked about on the mainstream media sites, trying to spin this situation. If you don't know what took place, you have this book that came out, that's coming out, a new book called Peril, Bob Woodward and the Washington Post's Robert Costa, and revealing, among other things, that Joint Chiefs Chairman General Milley, yes, that General Milley, the extremely woke General Milley, told General Lee of the People's Liberation Army, that would be in China, that if the U.S. were to attack China, that Milley would let Lee know before it happened. Apparently afraid that the president was going to engage in hostilities. What would give him that idea it still remains to be seen. Not really sure why that would come up, except for Trump derangement syndrome, or unless because he was having conversations with Nancy Pelosi, which we are told was taking place as well throughout all of this, assuring him that if the U.S. wouldn't engage in armed hostilities with the communist nation. October 30th, 2020, and then the second one on January 8th. So not once, but twice. Now, many questions come up. This top secret action was going on behind the scenes to prevent the president from performing his job as commander-in-chief. He was certain that Trump had gone into a serious mental decline in the aftermath of the election. And you've got 90 retired generals who are calling for a resignation, which, again, if true, if the things that are being discussed in this book are true, then the questions do need to be asked. What else do we not know about? The media doing the best that they can to gaslight and spin right now is unbelievable. Just a few minutes ago, who is it? It's Joe Scarborough on the morning mess there. That is the Mika and Joe show. They're on MSNBC and going after Trump supporters and Donald Trump and saying, hold on a second, what?
They're upset that he's calling
a leader in China saying, don't think you can take advantage of the United States of America. Democracy can be chaotic, but we're strong, we're solid, we're in good shape. Nothing's going to happen. We're not going to act erratically, and you're not going to take advantage of us.
Now, hold on a second. Now, is that General Milley's place? Is that General Milley's place to do that? To make that conversation and to say everything is as if to say that, listen, you may be hearing things, or you may want to be on alert, and again, the spinning, the gaslighting that is taking place right now, where you have the Pentagon and Pentagon officials saying, listen, they do this all the time. Routine calls with Chinese counterparts happen all the time. NATO, nothing to see here. Everything is absolutely fine. What else does he say?
I'm sorry. Republicans don't like this? This is something. Are you so stupid? I just got to ask. Are you so stupid? Are you so ignorant of how things work that you don't know that from time to time generals talk to generals?
Are you so stupid and ignorant to think that the Constitution has a place in our society, that's not how constitutionally how this works? I mean, again, the demeaning of the American people, this idea that somehow this is to be dismissed, that there's nothing to see here, that it's not that big a deal, that Milley was working with Nancy Pelosi, both of them trying to subvert the constitutional system that we have in place in order to basically take away a duly elected president's ability to function as a commander-in-chief. And I got to tell you, earlier in the morning, I had a conversation. Well, I talked about this on the air, but I had a couple of conversations yesterday. I mean, this is shocking news. If this is true, if what's in this book is true, not only is it shocking, but a lot of questions have to be asked and answered. And as I've been talking to a few people yesterday, they brought up some very interesting points. Number one, the timing of this is really suspect. Why now? If it's something that you want to go after the president of the United States, former President Trump, and you want to make a political move, then why not hold on to this and do this 3 years from now, in 2024, when you could do some real damage to a candidate, Trump, and maybe hold on to this. That's one aspect of it. Number two, are you doing this? Do you think that this book was written haphazardly, just thrown together quickly by Bob Woodward and Costa there at the Washington Post in order to take away from what is the headline of the day that has been Secretary of State Blinken and of course the feckless policies of this administration and the President of the United States with regard to Afghanistan? Well, that doesn't really make sense because General Milley is in the middle of what's going on in Afghanistan. So is that really taking away from? I mean, does it necessarily do that? That's the second thing. The third thing would be if you were going to be able to put this book together and get it all together in a matter of weeks to take something off the headlines, it's 2 weeks or a couple of weeks or even a month, enough time to get all of this happening? And the answer is no, that this has been something that has been in the works. So then another question has to be asked. Oh, again, another thing that I talked to some people about yesterday as well. Is this to bolster the January 6 commissions that are going to continue to happen? Even though we know that the January 6 insurrections were not insurrections, they just were not. All the information that we have that has come out about the Capitol Police and some of those that have been investigated and some of the internal investigations and the negative internal investigations that have been going on with the Capitol Police, some of what we've learned about the FBI and involvement and questions about their involvement, questions about why Nancy Pelosi rejected the opportunity to have National Guard troops there, and a lot of the different issues that we come to see. The fact that when you're talking about an insurrection and what that looks like, and it doesn't look like Viking hat guy and no weapons and just one death at the hands of a Capitol Police officer, but we put that aside for just a second. That, is this meant to bolster this idea that the president was this dangerous, and in hopes of making this committee seem more realistic in its investigations that need to happen and to keep this alive? The timing of this would be questionable, suspect. It seems like that's not really going to help it, especially when we have all the evidence of everything that I just described. So what other reason would there be? And as I talked to people yesterday, and I know there are going to be people that are going to scream, oh, this is a conspiracy theory, that there's no way that this could be the case. I'm just wondering if there's some... Well, you know what? I don't even have to ask. I don't have to wonder anymore. I'm so glad to have Dr. Sebastian Gorka on with us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. You know him, hosts America First and the Gorka Reality Check. SebGorka.com is the website. And not only that, of course, former assistant to President Trump. I'm so glad to get a couple of minutes with you this morning. It's Drew. How are you, sir?
Good. How's it going?
I'll tell you, it's been quite the frustrating 12 hours plus hearing the news about General Milley. And if it is true, I don't know that you could take this off the headlines, because it could be one of the biggest stories that we've had in a very long time with regard to what is a coup and what is treason. If you want to point at it, this seems like the story, Dr. Gorka. Am I right? Am I missing something?
Look, let's start with the fact that we need confirmation. Any story needs corroboration, and this guy Woodward has been irrelevant since Nixon left office, and he tries every year to get some kind of relevance. So who knows? I'll just quote what my boss said yesterday. If this is true, it is treason. And that's what President Trump said is absolutely right. However, let's look at the patterns. We look at, in criminality, in a court of law, you look at fact patterns. It is outrageous. It is treasonous. It should result in an individual being court-martialed and put in the brig and charged with treason. But there is a fact pattern to this man. He is a disgrace to the uniform, to the oath of office he took into the U.S. Army. The fact that this individual dared to testify on Capitol Hill that it's okay for West Point, the most prestigious military academy in the world, to be teaching critical race theory, that he's white and he wants to understand white rage because that's what was behind January the 6th, as he advises the current incumbent of the White House to surrender in Kabul, to sacrifice the only strategic airbase we have in the whole theater in Bagram, which now means we are utterly blind and deaf in Afghanistan as al-Qaeda is rushing back into that country to reconstitute the training camps that it had prior to 9/11. It fits. This is, sadly, this treasonous act by Mark Milley, and I will not call him General Milley, by Mark Milley, is plausible.
Yeah, I think that's a big aspect to this, and it's something that I talk about. I talked about it yesterday, pretty much the whole show, this crisis of trust that we have right now in the country. And it's all the fault of the left in this country and what they have perpetrated against the former president that we all see. We constantly hear about all of these different issues that when the sunlight, the disinfectant of sunlight, it all exposes what they have been trying to do. How are we supposed to move on as a country when, number one, we can't have that trust in the people that we should be able to trust, especially when they're in an administration like the former president's and what he was able to do? And then the second part of it is, if true then it brings a critical point, which is if we don't have individuals in this country who are willing to follow the Constitution, that are willing to look at it and thumb their nose at it, then we don't have a republic. I mean, that's where my concern lies. What are your thoughts?
No, I couldn't put it better myself. Look, I spent 15 years in a post-communist country, the land of my parents. After the fall of the Berlin Wall, I went there to try and get Hungary back to being a normal country, to pull itself up out of the horrors of 40 years of communism. And we witnessed the fact that there was no rule of law in terms of the crimes of the past. Nobody paid for them. My father was arrested, tortured, and imprisoned by the secret police. Nobody, not my father, nobody who was persecuted nobody who did the persecution paid a price. And as such, a Hungarian philosopher asked a question in a very famous article after the fall of communism, and nobody was getting punished. He said, are we becoming a land of no consequences? And sadly, as an American now, a person who chose this country, who wasn't blessed with being born here, but chose to come here because we are the greatest country on God's earth, I have to ask the question, are we in America becoming the land of no consequences? We've been told for 4 years that my former boss was a racist, a warmonger, a white supremacist, a Nazi, a Russian asset. None of it was true. It was all lies. He protected us, destroyed ISIS, built the wall, created the most powerful economy we've ever had. But in the meantime, we have people like Milley, we have Colonel Vindman literally committing sedition and treason in uniform. So the question is, it's up to us, really. I mean, it's not the elite. The elite have betrayed us in many cases on both sides of the aisle. And now it's up to us. Will Americans take back their country? Will we organize ourselves politically to make sure that another leader is in the White House in 2024, hopefully my old boss? Yeah. And are we going to stop the other thing that really undermines the reality of our republic, election fraud?
Right.
I mean, look, we don't talk to me about, the courts dismissed it. I don't need a stinking court to say Texas has no standing, which is an outrage. I've seen the video. Every one of your listeners has seen the video of the poll workers pulling the suitcases of pre-filled out ballots from under the table once the Republican poll watchers were escorted out of the building. I don't need any more proof than that. So, guys, it's up to us. Are we prepared to take back our country and make sure it functions as a republic like our founding fathers intentioned?
Yeah. And I might also say, and I think this is an important aspect of it, is if you think MAGA is dead, if you think that the support for the former president of the United States doesn't exist any longer, you have clearly not been looking at anything that has to do with a Trump rally. You clearly have not been looking at President Biden standing with kids who are wearing MAGA hats and trolling him as they're wearing T-shirts that support Donald Trump. You're not paying attention. We all know it. Like, we all know that it still exists. And I think that is the hope that this president, the former president, will be out there.
Yeah, but look, you're totally right. And there's nobody outside of Donald Trump, outside of President Trump, who can fill a stadium with 60,000 people, and then there's more people outside than in the state. There's nobody. I don't care whether you're a Democrat or Republican. Nobody can do that, and we haven't seen that since FDR. That level of mobilization and love for a president, we haven't seen in generations. But here's the challenge for all of your listeners. Yeah. It's not enough to be happy that the president is going to run, because I tell you right now, he's going to run. It's not enough to listen to your show or my show, America First. You've got to be part of the solution. Let me give you a shocking statistic from a friend of mine, Raheem Kassam.
Yeah.
More than 50% of the local GOP positions are unfilled. So if you're bitching and moaning about the GOP, guess what? Take it over. Become the precinct captain. Volunteer to run for the local school board. What we are seeing at the school board level is beautiful. Yeah. Mothers, even teachers saying, enough is enough. This is racism, CRT, segregating kids, putting masks on them. So that's how we take back our country. One school board vote at a time, one local municipality at a time. So, guys, listen to talk radio, but it's bigger than that. Get involved.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you said that. The local. Can't say it enough how important that is. That's where we hit the ground running, and then are able to cultivate those that will be able to make their way to D.C. to really do make a change, but certainly in our own sphere, in our own bubble, to be able to do that, because we could do it now. We don't have to wait. This happens in another less than a year, as we talk about even the race here in the great state of Florida with Ron DeSantis, for example, or other governors and other places locally. So that is an important aspect to all of that. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate you getting up with us this morning, and I know how busy you are. Dr. Sebastian Gorka, of course, the host of America First. What a great program. And the Gorka Reality Check. You can go to sebgorka.com if you want to get more information and follow him on social media, because nobody fights. Politically, nobody fights, whether it's in the Rose Garden or any place else, like Sebastian Gorka does. He's amazing, and I appreciate a few minutes of your time, sir. Thanks so much. We'll speak soon.
God bless you and the listeners. Thanks, buddy.
All right, God bless. 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5. Fox News, right all along.
Need some inspiration? Don't look left. Look right. Here. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Do you have chronic joint pain, knees hurting, hips aching? It's time to think about an exciting new way to treat joint pain with biologic therapies, regenerative solutions. I'm talking about QC Kinetics. Hey, it's Drew Steele. Look, lots of people here have called QC Kinetics already. They're the leader in helping people deal with chronic pain with no surgery, no drugs, no steroids, and no downtime. These natural pain treatments can actually repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints with long-lasting results. I'm telling you, biologic solutions help your body heal itself. Call QC Kinetics to learn more at 239-893-PAIN. If you've got joint pain due to arthritis, lower back pain, shoulder, hips, or knee pain, you need to change the way you think about pain treatments and discover the biologic therapies at QC Kinetics. Get moving again. Get your life back with no surgery and no drugs. Call QC Kinetics now to learn more. 239-893-PAIN. That's 239-893-PAIN. Regenerative, restorative, real pain relief. 239-893-PAIN.
Hello, I'm Dave Harmer, owner of First Class Air Conditioning. Since 1977, we've been pretty selective when it comes to hiring new people. We take special pride in the craftsmen we train and employ. If you're an experienced HVAC professional, consider joining us. With a 40-year track record, we're here for the long haul. Call today, 574-2500, and ask for Mr. Harmer. That's 574-2500.
First Class Air Conditioning. Our name says it all.
You've got 96 hours. It's the 96-hour used car elimination event at Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral. Pre-owned Hondas, Toyotas, Nissans, Fords, trucks, crossovers. Over 500 used vehicles must be sold Thursday through Sunday. Payments start at $99 a month. Prices start at $39.88. Plus, every credit application will be approved during this event. There will never be a better time to save, and inventory is selling fast. Hurry and buy the quality pre-owned vehicle you want for as low as $99 a month. Prices as low as $39.98. Over 500 vehicles. All credit applications approved. Time is ticking away. Your 96 hours of huge savings ends Sunday. Rush to Florida's #1 Nissan dealers, Sutherland Nissan Fort Myers and Sutherland Nissan Cape Coral, your used car megastore. Online at flnissan.com. If you don't shop Sutherland, you'll pay too much.
See dealer for details. I wasn't able to sleep in my own bed. Because of my wife's struggles with CPAP, I had to move out to the couch, out to the recliner, out to my son's bunk bed. That is, until she started using Inspire, a sleep apnea treatment that works inside her body with just the click of a remote.
Get back to sleeping in your own bed with Inspire. No mask, no hose, just sleep. To learn more, visit InspireSleep.com. Inspire, sleep apnea innovation. Inspire is not for everyone. Talk to your doctor to see if it's right for you and review important safety information at InspireSleep.com.
Whatever you're doing this weekend, stop your plans and enjoy 60% off on a large collection of diamonds, rings, bracelets, and necklaces.
Hi, Stuart Duncan here. You're invited this weekend to our 60% off sale.
Come see us. Savings like no other.
Don't miss the savings at Duncan's Diamonds 60% off event.
Enormous selection. Magnificent diamonds.
This Friday and Saturday only. It's happening at Duncan's Diamonds.
An avalanche of glittering diamonds, engagement rings, wedding bands.
If it's in the showcase, it's a whopping 60% off. Now is the time to save at Duncan's Diamonds.
I want you to find the diamonds and jewelry you will love today and save 60%. And we will not be undersold by anyone, anytime, anywhere, and you can count on it.
Duncan's Diamonds. It's worth the drive for the best prices on diamonds and jewelry.
This weekend only, 60% off event.
In the Gulf Coast Town Center. See store for details.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato's Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News, traffic.
A very messy morning commute across most of Lee County right now. We have several crashes getting in the way on and around 75. 3 different ones south of Colonial Boulevard on 75 southbound, mile markers 136, 135, and 134. And getting onto 75 in a turn lane from Daniels Parkway just east of I-75. You'll see another crash. Also heading through Palm Beach Boulevard, we have a crash involving 6 vehicles with injuries. Thankfully, none of those injuries are life-threatening. At the FPL Plant Gate 4, just off of I-75, slightly to the east, we have westbound roadblock in the left lane with that, so major delays coming off State Road 31 toward I-75. Another crash to watch for in Bonita Springs at Imperial Parkway and Dean Street. In Lehigh Acres, crash at Lee Boulevard and Leland Heights Boulevard. Thankfully, no roadblock there. Another one in North Fort Myers at Pirates Rest Road and North Tamiami Trail with roadblock in the northbound right lane. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Therese O'Shea. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
Happy Wednesday, Southwest Florida. Look out for scattered thunderstorms again for this afternoon today, though we will be quieter throughout the remainder of this morning. Temperatures topping off near 90 degrees under a mix of clouds and sun as winds return back to the south and west for this afternoon at 5 to 15 miles per hour. Look out for some localized flooding with heavy rain this afternoon and into this evening. Things winding down tonight, though Thursday could be featuring a few showers in the morning time frame. Scattered storms again for the afternoon with highs near 90 degrees yet again. I'm Wink News Weather Authority meteorologist Casey Sherman.
It's all right here at 92.5 Fox News. We've been right all along.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomato's Sports Page, Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. We all count on our home's electrical outlets to provide us the power we need when we need it. But sometimes an overloaded circuit can lead to a blown outlet. So leave it to the pros at Mr. Sparky. We'll get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $70 off any electrical repair.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Attorney Joe Cordell. New school, new job, new home. Change is hard and can leave you feeling isolated. And divorce delivers one of life's hardest blows. The relationships you counted on are suddenly gone. But you don't have to walk through this alone. Call Cordell & Cordell. You're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Miami area attorneys. Se habla español. Legal services available in English and Spanish. Offices in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and by appointment only in Dadeland. CordellCordell.com. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
4
Tee up and swing into summer at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Experience excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and low summer rates. Play 18 holes with cart for just $35 before noon, $30 after noon, or play any day after 2 p.m. for only $25 all summer long. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
He raids your fridge.
You're out of Barada.
Borrows your car without asking.
Scratches? What scratches?
He's your brother-in-law.
I'll pay you back.
He takes what's yours, and there's nothing you can do. But when identity thieves want to take what's yours, you can do something. LifeLock by Norton monitors your info and alerts you to potential threats. If you become a victim, they can help fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can save up to 25% off your first year at LifeLock.com using promo code NEWS.
It makes sense. Improving that room in your home starts with improving the person designing it. While a good handyman or remodeler is probably a step up from you and the tool store person, a step beyond is an expert closet factory designer. Your designer combines interior design, a deep knowledge of materials and construction, and the ability to read homeowners like a psychic, which means a real room changer. Because creating a better space starts with better design from a better designer. At Closet Factory, that's how we build it.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
Have lunch with Clay and Buck at noon, right after Glenn Beck at 9. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
239-479-5592, the talk and text line streaming live, drewsteele.com, the website, Steele has 3 E's. We appreciate you watching and subscribing to the podcast. Thank you so much for doing that. If you go to Drew Steele at any of your favorite podcast locations, or you can go to drewsteele.com, there's a link there. All right, time for the top 5 audio clips of the day. Here we go. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35. Number 5.
And the best way for me to prevent getting an infectious disease and having to have you as my doctor is what? Wearing a mask?
No.
You do that? If I can see they're ready to sneeze or cough, walk away.
You avoid all the paranoid aspects and do something positive. A, good diet. B, you don't smoke, I know. I know you don't drink, at least not very much, so that's pretty good. Get some exercise. I know that you don't get as much exercise as you should.
That's correct.
Get good sleep. I think that the normal, low-tech, healthy things are the best thing that you can do, David, is stay healthy.
All right. Wait, what? Yeah, no, that wasn't recently because there's only one way to beat the vid. It's with vaccine. It's vaccines or nothing. That is Dr. Anthony Fauci in 2019. In 2019, on a broadcast, telling the host that, listen, infectious disease and the masks, no. You just got to, it's simple things. You just got to stay healthy, eat right, exercise, and that's how you, really, well, what's changed? Why don't we hear that now?
Number 4.
First of all, if it is actually true, which is hard to believe, that he would have called China and done these things and was willing to advise them of an attack or in advance of an attack, that's treason. And I would think I've had so many calls today saying that's treason. Number one. Number two, it's totally ridiculous. I never thought of it. You were there. You knew what was happening in the White House. You have plenty of friends. You never heard the word China mentioned in a thing like this. You heard a lot of anger about China on trade, and we made a great trade deal. You heard a lot of anger on China with the China virus. But for him to say that I would even think about attacking China, I think he's trying to just get out of his incompetent withdrawal out of Afghanistan.
Yeah, there's the former president of the United States, Donald Trump, talking about General Milley, and there you go. A bit about the General Milley conversation, the book that Peril with Bob Woodward and the Washington Post author Costa as well, and this book that claims that General Milley went to China and went to the generals and made 2 phone calls, one in October of 2020, one January 8th, 21, to reassure them that don't you worry, that they'll get a heads up if the former President Trump was going to do anything with attacking China. Oh, that don't worry, we've got it under control. I don't know. Treason, coup comes to mind, if true. And when it comes to General Milley and his past and some of the woke things that we've seen from him and the like, is it plausible, believable? Yeah, you be the judge.
Number 3.
My opponent, Governor Gavin Newsom. Come on. Let's be gracious. Let's be gracious in defeat. And by the way, we may have lost the battle, but we are going to win the war.
That is GOP candidate Larry Elder after California Governor Gavin Newsom. Everybody knew it survives the recall. You knew it was going to happen. I mean, it's California, election integrity. There may be some issues with California and integrity with elections. That's kind of a weird way to put all those words together. But anyway, the idea that there was going to be any, well, okay. So he wins as far as the no vote on recall. Gavin Newsom does. But remember something, as the GOP candidate Larry Elder says, look, we may have lost the battle, but we're going to win the war, and being gracious in defeat. And I don't think Larry Elder is going anywhere. And I think ultimately we're just, not too long away from another election with Gavin Newsom in it. And I'm not too sure he survives the next one, but you certainly fight on.
Number 2.
As New York Times reported, the World Food Program is estimating about 40% of Afghans' crops are going to be lost. There's going to be tremendous hunger as the price of wheat is expected to go up 25%. The World Food Program's own food stock is expected to run out by September. And so this is tremendous suffering that will come. It's going to be exacerbated by climate change.
Oh, climate change. There's Cory Booker yesterday speaking to Secretary of State Antony Blinken there on Capitol Hill. You know, these hearings about what happened with Afghanistan, and on the heels of the day before where the topic of the LGBTQ community in Afghanistan came up. And, Sharia law and the LGBTQ community and women. And, you might want to check that out and read a little bit about how that operates. And, okay. Now, on the heels of that, we hear Cory Booker saying, there's also an issue when it comes to climate change. And so we've got that to deal with in Afghanistan. But nothing to see here. It's climate change. Move along. It's just what liberals do, okay.
Number 1.
Approximately, what is the dollar value of the equipment that's been left behind that now the Taliban controls? What's the dollar value of that?
Senator, I believe the equipment provided over the last a little less than 20 years, 15 years, was about $80 billion. Of that equipment that remains, as you know, it was given some handed over to the Afghan security forces, and of course, some of that is now in the hands of the Taliban.
Whoa! Was that Ron Johnson questioning Secretary of State Blinken, Senator Ron Johnson, who got him to admit that now all of that military equipment is in the hands of the Taliban and all the money that was spent, and
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Listen, there was a lot of that. Yesterday, even Rand Paul, who was questioning some of the money that was spent, and what are we going to do? We're now going to pay the Taliban as well? Is that what we're going to do?
The $64 million, though, is the tip of the iceberg. There's still about $10 billion out there that was designated for the Afghan government. Can you pledge today, without equivocation, that the Biden administration will not release any of this money to the Taliban?
Absent the Taliban making good on the commitments and expectations of the international community that I've outlined previously, that's correct.
Maybe we could deduct a fee for the weapons they took.
Could we do that? I mean, do we have to give them all this money? Really? It's
So, Senator, on the weapons, again, I'll defer to my colleagues at the Pentagon who are more expert in this. You're right that about $80 billion worth of weaponry has been provided over the course of the last 15 or 16 years. Much of that, the significant weaponry, planes, helicopters, is actually inoperable, will soon become inoperable because it can't be maintained. In terms of the strategic threat that weaponry poses, it doesn't to us or to Afghanistan's neighbors.
But you can't say you're not going to give them the money. If they behave, you're going to give them the money. Why don't we subtract the $80 billion from the $10 billion you're going to give them? Then they're minus 70 still. I mean, really, the fact that you're entertaining good behavior, that they'll get more money, I think is a big mistake and a naive notion that we're going to somehow change this Stone Age philosophy by giving them more of our money. We've sunk trillions of dollars over this. This is our chance to have a peace dividend. Let's quit sending good money after bad.
Yeah, that's a thought there. That's Rand Paul and asking legitimate questions about Afghanistan and the money that was spent, and now we're going to give money to the Taliban. Is that how we're going to operate? Yeah. So a lot of that discussion on Capitol Hill, certainly we'll be talking about that more coming up later on throughout the day here on 92.5 Fox News. That will come up, the General Milley issue. I'm curious to see how others are going to attack this issue. And as we hear more and whether or not what was said by Bob Woodward in that book, the timing very questionable. And, you know, whether or not there's some truth behind it, we'll hear more about that. Certainly, we're going to talk more the remainder of the week about what is happening in the state of Florida. A lot of things that are going on here, including the fact that the governor would like the legislature to start to talk about getting rid of Common Core and the Florida state standards. And now that annually students would be checked on periodically throughout the year, progress monitoring. It's a pretty good thing to be looking at, to keep progress of students individually instead of trying to, at the end of the year, just do this one giant test. And so another way that we can make things better when it comes to education here in the state of Florida. So that's some good moves. We'll see what the legislature does. So that's there. Also, some of the COVID numbers in the state. We come to find out just a little while ago that hospitalizations in the state took another nosedive in the HHS update this morning, down what is it? I guess from 10,727 to 10,222. It's been a 4.7% decrease and the largest in the 23 consecutive days of downward trajectory. So might hit under 10,000 for the first time since July 29th. So there are some good positive news when it comes to the vid and fighting the vid here in the state. So that is a good thing to see. We're keeping an eye on certainly that, and also looking at some of the economic numbers. As we know, the discussion's still out there about spending trillions of dollars, and maybe that you have Senator Manchin and Sinema that are sitting back and kind of looking at the situation and don't like the idea, and neither do their constituents, about spending this kind of money and how the math doesn't work. But, if you're Nancy Pelosi, I guess you think that it's kind of like
bowl of doggy do.
No, that's not. No. It's not like that at all. It's fine. But we'll get that good clean energy going. We'll get Bernie Sanders' agenda. We'll do the do.
This is what you do.
There's a lot of do and being tossed this morning. But anyway, looking at some of the inflation numbers yesterday, and it just eased. It eased up a little bit. So it was very strange yesterday. They were talking about inflation numbers and how it eased up just a little bit. It was like a point. I don't know what was it, 0.4%. I forget what it was. It's inflation. It's still going up, but we're told it wasn't going up as much. So that's a good thing, right? Is it? Well, no, not considering that on the horizon we don't see a whole lot of positive signs that this is just going to be transitory. I mean, it's going to go away. As soon as everything starts to catch up. I don't feel like everything is catching up. I still feel like there's a lot of help wanted signs out there. I still believe that there is some supply chain issues. I don't think that they're going to go away anytime soon. That is a big part of this. They're still competing with the federal government for at least a little while now when it comes to the monies that are out there, and even when it comes to trillions of dollars of spending and chasing money and how you're printing money, and that is there as well. Somebody that I know brought it up yesterday and said it this way. It's like saying, Jake told me yesterday that Jake hates going to work sometimes because when he comes to work, I'm constantly beating him with a pipe. It's like every single day, 5 days a week, right, Jake? As soon as you walk in here,
I don't know how much more of it I can take.
Right, he can't take it. I come in, he comes in, and I'm hitting him with this pipe, and sometimes I hit him in the shins, and sometimes I hit him in the shoulder. Every day, 5 days a week.
Leave bloody and bruised.
It's unbelievable. But now I'm only hitting him 3 days a week. It's kind of eased up. So that's a pretty funny analogy if you think of it. Like, yeah, my boss is beating the snot out of me every day, 5 days a week, but now it's only 3 days a week. He's easing up. Yeah, inflation, it's up 4%, but it's easing up. Yeah, I'm not really sure. Did that make sense? The analogy of the beating and the work and the inflation thing, or was that too extreme? I mean, we got kids listening, and I don't want to.
No, it wasn't extreme.
Okay, good. And a good message for the kids. Kids, don't hang out with Jake. It's bad. It'll be a hygiene issue. You got things going on when it comes to videos and, World of Shooting Up the Warcraft Part 17. And it gets bad. And then he starts getting into alien abductions, and it's not a good thing. All right, maybe the alien abductions went too far. There's others here in the building that do that. But 239-479-5592. Should we go? Do we need to go?
If you want.
Oh, do we want to take a call? Is that what you were pointing at? Or what were you pointing at?
I was pointing at Ian's UFO files.
Oh, yeah. Ian Hicken, who produces Trey's show, a fantastic show, award-winning show in the evening. That is The Drive with Trey Radel. That he's a big, not Trey, but Ian Hicken is a big, right, alien.
Big alien guy. Yeah, he's contacted them, I think, or they contacted him or something like that.
I think there's one that lives in his hot tub.
I didn't even know you had a hot tub.
All right, let's round this out with Gino in L.A. Gino, you got about 30 seconds. What do you got for me?
Hey, love your show, man. I want to know what you think about this theory. President Trump runs again in 24, and he takes Ron DeSantis as his VP, and then Byron Donalds runs for governor of Florida to fill that empty spot.
Sounds good to me. Why don't we just wrap it up like that? There you go. There's Gino in L.A. That's a pretty good lineup right there. Okay, and we have a problem with that because that sounds like a bad thing because
sounds like a winning team to me.
Yeah. All right. There you go. You heard it here first. Notice the date and the time, and remember Gino's name in L.A. Gino in L.A. Okay. Good.
You heard it here first.
All right, Glenn Beck is next. Let's find out